good stuff.
Welcome back, everybody, to Goodwill Podcasting with Stone, your movie and TV podcast that today is talking about Stranger Things 5. Yes, after 9 years, 5 seasons, 42 episodes, and more than 1.2 billion total views, Netflix's blockbuster series has officially come to an end. And as you probably know, the 2-hour finale premiered this past Wednesday on New Year's Eve in theaters all over the country, and as well also on the streaming service as well. People can't stop thinking about it. They really can't. They can't stop talking about it. And people are now saying that there might be more to come, which is crazy. But I mean, will the show ever die? Not tonight, because we're talking about it here on Goodwill Podcasting with 3 different people. We have 2 returning guests, Modern Mythos Media, aka Sean, Movie Talk with Brock, aka the last of his username, Brock. But then also somebody new, somebody who's never been on Goodwill Podcasting before. This is, I wrote it down here. Let me clear my throat real quick. A great, funny, talented man who just so happens to love talking about the series. And hold on. And everyone's favorite character, Collie. It is Adam, aka the official Megs. Welcome to Goodwill Podcasting.
No 8 hate, okay? No 8 hate.
Speaking of hate, thank you guys, by the way, for joining me. It's funny because you said, Adam, that you possibly might yell at one of the guests here on today's pod. And then the guest who you said you might have a confrontation with, he sent me a GIF or a picture of Flynn Rider from Tangled with knives to his throat. That would be Mr. Modern Mythos Media. What's the conversation? Have you guys texted each other about Stranger Things? Am I going to see? Oh,
you thought I was going to hate you for today? I think you and I are on the same team. I think.
Oh
no, I'm a Callie lover. I've this whole time said she was going to be a huge part of this, and everyone hated me on it. And then I saw a video that you said of like, oh, and I was like, oh, we're fist fighting. Like it's just on site.
You were right. You were right, but you were also wrong. But we'll talk about it.
The only one that matters is the beginning. Is that I'm right. Is that I'm right. The I'm wrong. I don't
right.
Hear. I just hear I'm right.
Fair.
Like if you call me pretty
important.
annoying, I just heard that you called me pretty. That's it.
I gotta admit, there was like 170 theories that people had about this series or this season before it premiered, and you were right. And that's something.
Thank you.
Now, a lot of people have been saying that they're like, wow, our theories might have been a little bit better, but we'll get into that later. Anyways, we all like Stranger Things. Obviously, we've been talking about it for weeks now. We're continuing to talk about it. People have, I just have to talk about it. I mean, because it's the hot topic. What are your guys' thought on this whole conformity gate thing? Me and Adam talked about it a little bit before you two jumped on. He was the first one to jump on before we started recording. Sean, are we getting more Stranger Things possibly on the January 7th?
Which is also my birthday, which would be a dope birthday gift.
Would it?
But no, we're definitely not getting more Stranger Things. I think like I don't know what it is about the Twitter algorithm, right? But I like one tweet. Actually, not even like. I open a tweet to see what the full tweet says about Conformity Gate. Like even before the last episode, like this stuff was kind of been building for a little bit. Maybe it wasn't titled Conformity Gate, but people were kind of seeing these inconsistencies and picking these things up and trying to piece together this theory that ultimately became this Conformity Gate, which I respect everyone for finally like figuring out what to call it and pooling everyone's energy in one place, even if I think that place is misconstrued. I just think that they just made a lot of mistakes this season, regardless of my feelings about it, and we'll get into it. But people are just the fandom was built on theories and the world building and the tiny details, and I think we've kind of gone overboard here. And I think a lot of shows that are built on those kind of things all get to this point. And I think Game of Thrones was like that. I think I don't know. I could rip off a few shows, but when a show is built on theories and it doesn't end the way you want it to, theories aren't going to stop. And so the Conformity Gate stuff, I think it's cool. I like the energy people are putting it into, but there's no fucking way that thing's happening.
Brock, do you think it's coming? Are we getting more Stranger Things?
No, we're not. I think it's mad corny that a lot of people are doing that. I mean, I texted Sean this today. The only thing I could maybe see the show getting is the Dexter treatment maybe 10 years down the road, where maybe it gets like a sequel series to kind of patch some things up. I don't know. I don't think that would be necessary. But I just think it's just people are having a hard time accepting that it's over, and it's okay. And it's okay.
So with people having a hard time, I wanted to ask you guys this. This was my first point in my outline that I created. Obviously, all of us love the show for a certain reason. And why do you think specifically for you this show has stuck with you for the last 9 years? What is like nostalgia? Is it the kids? Is it the setting? Is it the mystery? Adam, what's your favorite part about you think about Stranger Things and watching these 5 seasons?
It's my childhood, and I don't mean like I watched it growing up. I'm an 83 baby. Like this is literally when like I was a kid.
Holy shit, you look good for your age. Sorry.
Thanks,
I did not
appreciate
know that.
It's okay. I appreciate it.
I didn't
Yes,
either.
I'm 42. I will be 43 this year. Thank you. Appreciate it. No, so like it was all the nostalgia that I loved, and it's all of the things that I love. So it was just like cool. I'm in, and it kind of came at a time when like streaming wasn't anything. Like this is like the first actual stream thing on Netflix was 3 years before this came out. Stranger Things put it on the map. It was fantastic. It came out during the holidays of like July 4th and other things like that. So like it was fun to watch. Also, to go back to what Brock was saying earlier, like the Duffer Brothers literally today were asked, you guys know the bald guy that does the Collider with the glasses, does the interviews? He literally was interviewing them today, asking them about the stuff they said yesterday. And they were like, I wish I never said a word yesterday. Like he was like, I have the flu, I'm getting over it. So anything I said and upset you with, just give me a break. And then one of the questions was, do you think this is something you could see maybe 10 years down the line and doing again? And he goes, God, I hope not.
Wow.
Interesting.
That was one of the Duffer Brothers that said that?
Yeah.
It's interesting because, I mean, I did have this later in the discussion, but I believe these guys really want to make movies. I think that this was their route into Hollywood was making this show, but I think that's really their passion. And I'm curious. I believe they signed a deal with Paramount, if I'm not mistaken, so they're leaving Netflix. So we'll see how that turns out for them. But Brock, you are not a 1983 baby, are you?
No, 96. So big 3-0 for me this year. Yeah.
All right. So what is it about the show then for you?
It's nostalgic in two ways. One, it's the 80s. It's a time that I always loved, a lot of my favorite movies, music especially. So it's kind of funny having like this pseudo relationship with like time that I never existed in, but like I love so much as far as like the culture. So anything that is treated well, done well, I was like, man, like sign me up for that. The same reason why I love like Cobra Kai, which is another like Netflix show, just because like it's set in modern times, but has a lot of the tropes from those kinds of movies. And also too, it was one of the first shows, I think, it came out in July. So my wife and I, girlfriend at the time, were dating for like 1 month. And I remember she came over to my place and I'm like, there's kind of this show I saw pop up on Twitter called Stranger Things. It's
you pulled the Netflix and chill.
He originated the
Netflix.
I did. Prove it.
I did. And I was like, oh, it's got Winona Ryder from Beetlejuice. I remember that legit saying that. I'm like, we should check this out. And then like binged it all on that one night. And then it was just something that we always had looked forward to. Like it's always like milestones. Like, of course, that's when we started dating. Season 3, like when that came out in July, we got like our first home like a month before that. So we watched it before that. Season 4, my daughter was born 10 days before, which is crazy, and then season 5, I had my son this year. So it's like this show has kind of had me in very important milestones. And so I think, I've always yearned for like the movies of like the Amblin movies, like the Spielberg stuff, and obviously a lot inspired by that. So I think that's just been my biggest connection. And so I still love, even though I have some problems with the finale, I still love the show. I loved how they wrapped it up in some parts. So it's always been very, to quote one of our favorite TikToker, Sammy J Reacts, this shit means something to me. It means something to me.
I mean, I know Sean was moved. I remember texting him. I remember because we'll get into it, but we had similar viewpoints about Volume 2 and similar emotions and depression about it. And then I think he was shocked when I texted him, I don't think the finale was that bad. I thought it was pretty solid. And then I remember you saw it the day after everyone, which, man, that took guts, but congratulations seeing it in the theaters. That's awesome. And you're like, I can't remember what you said, but you're like, yeah, it's solid, it's fire. And I was like, good. But why was that? Why was it, Sean? You're Mr. I'm so sorry. Guys, do you know this guy has one of 11 Google tapes? Where did you get a VCR TV?
I don't know if you could see that right here. Probably not. Yeah, Google and Netflix like sent me. Yeah, Stone. I should have just flown to Florida. We could have watched it together. I had to like dig in my parents' garage to find a VCR to play that tape, which was very cool for them to send that to me, and I was very shocked to be one of the people to get it. But honestly, it's
all that
awesome.
that Montauk stuff, dude. When I was
think
looking
so,
at stuff about
dude.
Montauk, dude, your videos were popping up like crazy.
I know, and I spam repost those whenever Montauk comes back in. Like creators out there, repost your bangers because that shit works. But
you have to tell me when he name dropped that in the last episode, where you're like, oh,
I smacked my wife like across her body and like pulled the Leo meme out of Once Upon a Time Hollywood. I was like, yo, like people probably thought I was insane. But it's funny, Vets, one of our mutual friends, he texted me the night before and he was like, no spoilers, but there's a line in the finale that you're going to go ballistic for. And I was just like, oh, I can't wait. And I had no idea. And then I heard him say it. I was like, banger. But yeah, man, this show, like I'm on the same timeline as Brock. All the big milestones.
He also Netflix and chill.
Yeah, we did Netflix and chill. My wife and I say all the time that it was our first show.
I thought
that we really...
The way that's my bad.
Not yet. Maybe in the future. I don't know.
Unfortunately, the show is now over, so that'll have to be with another series.
There's this thing called streaming, Stone, where you could rewatch things. So yeah, man, this show fucking rocks. It fucking rocks, and it's funny. Like not to repeat everything everyone said here, but it's been so good. And season 5 was a letdown for me at large. And after volume 2, I went back and I had to rewatch some specific episodes from season 3 and 4. I was like, had I been fooling myself this whole time? Was it just nostalgia? Even though I had just rewatched most of it, I was like, did I just have blinders on for the hype? And I didn't. This shit rips. Like, it is so good. Season 3 is amazing. Season 4 is amazing. Season 5 has ups and downs plenty. We'll talk about it. But I think this show honestly originated my love for like theories and world building and not like putting videos together, but when I started to like get into Reddit and like read a bunch of articles on shit on like, oh, here's some theories people are saying, like I didn't do that before this show. I don't think. Maybe I did a little bit with like some DCEU stuff back in the day, but like this was really it for me. And so it's kind of cool to see it come full circle where like now like I'm a creator, I guess, on these apps and making videos about the show that kind of like gave me my love for the concept behind it. So yeah, this show's the best, and I'm very thankful to, kind of grow up alongside the show.
When you're talking about theories and everything like that, it reminded me of a certain series, and I want to ask Adam because he was a bit older than us when this show came out, but it's like lives on theories and people like constantly thinking about what the show. Did you get on Lost? Were you a Lost theorist?
Adam, I fucking hate Lost.
Oh my! Why?
And when it started with the, because it did everything for so long, and then it was a dream, and then it really wasn't a dream. But then it was horrible. I can't rewatch it. I think
you don't like the ending.
I don't like most of it.
Oh,
I watched it. I just don't like most of it. I like the actors and some of the characters, but as a whole, do not like it.
One thing I'll always say about that show, though, it's kind of crazy because if you go back and watch it now, that was a show that came out in 2004 on ABC. That has like HBO original written all over it. Hour-long primetime television. Everyone's tuning in. It looks great. It's got J.J. Abrams behind it. Michael Giacchino doing the music. I mean, it's shot. I mean, the pilot episode cost $10 million. And it's just like on ABC right after, Modern Family. Modern Family wasn't premiering back then, but still crazy.
What a funny thing to bring up about that is like the HBO style of it, like because of Netflix and streaming and all that stuff and everything. Of like, I used to have to go to my buddy's house because he had HBO so I could watch Sopranos. Like now we just watch, Stranger Things, and like I can watch it whenever I want. Whereas like HBO and stuff back in the day, you couldn't do that shit.
Back in my day.
Relax.
It's true though. Like that's why I that's one thing I've said about like physical media. You don't connect, and personally, in my opinion, as well with a movie if it's just part of this giant library on your screen. And you're like, okay,
Mhm.
I'll watch that, rather than, oh, I watched Sinners in theaters and I really loved it. And I took time out of my life, the only life that I have, the only time that I have. And I went to a store and I saw 4K and I bought it and I took the time to put it in, push play. That means so much more to me, and that's a memory that I'll have. That I just think it just adds so much value to your experience when it comes to a certain piece of media.
Who
But when it
saw
comes
this
to
in
Stranger
theaters? Who saw the Stranger Things?
Stranger
in
Things,
theaters? Yeah. I know
In
Sean.
theaters?
Yeah. Did you see it in
Yeah,
theaters?
I did as well. I saw it on New Year's Eve. Yeah.
So 3 of the 4 of us were busy that night with other things. I decided to just watch the game first and then watch Stranger Things. I know Sean, you watched it the next day.
Mhm.
You what? And Brock, you watched it immediately when it came on.
I think my showtime is at like 9 o'clock. So like I was
Okay,
like,
a little after.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it make a difference in theater watching it there with people, or do you think it would have been the same impactful watching it at home?
Hell no.
Definitely.
That theater experience, brother. Like a couple scenes popped up, and I was like, I literally turned to Meg, my wife, and I was like, thank God we waited to watch this in theaters, because we almost didn't. Like, we were like, that night we were like, did we just do it? Like, we were just so excited to watch it. And I, like, the second a couple of these scenes popped up, and I'm like, they so obviously made this for movie theaters. Like, there's even like the cold open and stuff, and I'm like, this feels different than their other shit. And like, obviously the big CGI battle at the end, like, it all just feeds into a cinematic experience. And the show has been cinematic before, for sure. But yeah, seeing that in theaters, and my theater was great. Like, it had the Marvel style reactions and stuff, which I'm into for stuff like that. No like weird shit, no memeing around, like no whatever. And I don't know, like, maybe if I watched that at home, I'd have been like, maybe I don't love that as much, but that theater experience really did something to me.
Yeah, no, I loved it as well. The only thing we had in our theater was a couple Byler fans ran out crying. No, I'm just kidding.
Easy.
I wasn't crying. It was dust. I told you.
Yeah, I mean, it was like I walk in, like they gave us the concession voucher, which was dope. Like the Cinemark that I went to was in line. Seeing there was just like an energy, and it was nice because when we got there, the other showtimes were playing, but like it wasn't, it was still going on like in real time, and just sitting down, and then like I was like, the Netflix logo came up. I'm like, this is actually like real. Like we're watching this in theater, because I've only seen their movies, and yeah, because I saw the my quick story. I wasn't originally gonna. You're gonna make fun of this. I was like, man, Volume 2 was really disappointing to me. I had kids. I was like, do I watch the Buckeyes game? I sold my tickets. I gave them to someone, and a buddy of mine had already bought some tickets, and someone could. He's like, dude, please come. I'm like, and I'm glad that I did, and like we got to watch it, and we all definitely cried towards the end because like it just got us. It worked, and yeah, it was dope. And then like it got like a standing ovation, which I just love that shit. I do. I really do.
yeah, I would say I don't think anybody could argue that watching this at home was better than watching it in the theater, especially if you watched it at 8 p.m. on December 31st, because I'm not a big crier when it comes to movies or TV, but I'm sitting there watching an emotional scene and I can hear like 8 or 9 or 10 people just like sniffling, and just having that sensation and realizing really in the moment how much this means to so many people. I think no matter the quality of it on the screen, just makes it that much better because it has such an impact and such a legacy. And I'm like, wow, I'm really enjoying myself because other people are enjoying themselves. Not saying it was bad at all, but that just adds to the experience. And that's just something you do not have at home. I mean, maybe
Are
my
you
wife would
saying-
cried.
Are you saying the community experience with movies is an important thing, Stone?
Dude, I think maybe you made a video about this way back in the day, Sean, but I miss not purchasing your tickets early
Oh
because
hell no! Oh,
I know it's an incredible convenience now. And that's what life's about, right? It's about convenience. Technology has allowed our life I don't need a doctor. I can ask ChatGPT what's wrong with me and they can tell me what to take. Right? I don't need to go to the doctor. Fuck that. But I miss like having to be there lined up so you get a good seat and then you could like talk to people about what you were watching. And I texted Sean this for the first time ever, Brock. I pulled what you used to do back in the day. I interviewed people for Stranger Things 5. before and after. Now, I never posted
Wow,
anything.
wow, look at you. Look at you.
That was really hard for me to do. I'm not going to lie. I get really stage fright doing that in front of a crowd. Problem was, I interviewed 4 different groups of people. I waited too long. I interviewed 4 different groups of people. And I was like, okay, afterwards, I want your before and after, right? What do you think about Stranger Things 5 now? And then I want to get your reaction after the finale. Only one of them came back, even though they all told me they were going to. So I'm like, ooh, that won't work for a video. But still, just like talking to people, even after I already asked them my questions, we just couldn't stop talking about every single theory. And I'm like, the whole thing with Will and the milkshake and, oh, it's back another. That's the biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever heard. The Duffer Brothers just suck at writing. I texted Sean. I'm like, there is no way. I'm sorry, Stranger Things.
You don't
fans.
believe, bro. You don't
The
believe.
Duffer Brothers are just not that smart. They messed up. There's a reason why they don't acknowledge Will's birthday. It's because the Duffer Brothers forgot about his birthday. They forgot about the milkshake thing. So it was fun
Forgot
talking
about the Under
that.
Armour.
Oh yeah, they fixed that too. No, that's part of conformity gate, dude. It's like that, and then you have the red, like the lever was red, but now it's not red, and then everyone's sitting a certain way. Oh my gosh. Anyways,
there is
it was a
theory
fun
behind
time.
that. We'll get to it later, and I kind of like the idea of it, but we'll talk about it later because it's spoilery and stuff like that.
Yeah. But anyways, why Stranger Things has meant a lot to me is kind of a little bit different than you guys's. I didn't grow up with cable. I grew up with like network television. I grew up with like 4 or 5 channels. I grew up with ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, and PBS. Like my cartoons growing up was PBS Kids. That was my cartoons. And then I waited, and I was so pumped on Saturdays because on ABC on Saturdays they would play shit from Disney Channel in the mornings. I'm like, yay! I actually get to watch Disney Channel stuff once a week. So I didn't grow up with shows that were currently in the cultural zeitgeist. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender, right there. I have it on physical. My favorite show of all time. I did not connect with Avatar: The Last Airbender probably until 2012 or 2011 or 2012, even though the show was from 2005 and 2008. It's because my family, we finally got cable, and I saw the reruns, and I'm like, holy shit, that's pretty good. Same thing with Game of Thrones. We never had HBO growing up. I watched Game of Thrones. I tried to binge watch it. I think I binge watched the entire thing as right into season 8 coming out. So, but I wasn't there for the talks of it every single week and when new episodes would drop. That is something that I had with Stranger Things. I've never had that before. 2016, I was there. I was on it. I watched it when it came out. When did the second season come out? Did it come out in 2017? Whoa, crazy. One season in 1 year, or that was a fast. Good for them. Anyways, 2019, Brock, same as you, Sean. I remember 2019 was actually when me and my wife started talking, and I was dating somebody else at the time. This is a known fact on Goodwill Podcasting, but the only thing me and my wife were talking about was Stranger Things. We were keeping it appropriate for me dating someone else. My other girlfriend, dude, my other girlfriend didn't watch Stranger Things. I ended up with the right one, But it's just so much fun actually doing something like that and watching a show like that and talking about it with everyone else. And I just never had that before. So I think that's why this show has really stuck with me. And I can't wait to see what me and my wife will watch next. She was a big old trooper. She worked a 12-hour. I didn't watch volume 1 with her, but I watched volume because I was like, hey, I've got to watch it. That's a lot of like 4.5 hours, 5.5 hours. She went to sleep, but she stayed up after a 12-hour shift at a hospital and stayed up till midnight and watched volume 2 with me. Applaud her. I don't think she can hear me. She's probably sleeping, but that was just so much cool. And even though I didn't enjoy volume 2, that was the highlight of volume 2. I enjoyed watching Stranger Things because she was there with me. And it's just something I'll always remember. And I appreciate the show for that. I really do, regardless of what happens in certain seasons and certain moments. But so let's get into it. Season 5. What would be the synopsis for season 5? Right? After the 4 gates converged in the middle of Hawkins and it has been ripped open, what will the Stranger Things gangs now do that the Upside Down has officially reached Hawkins? Welcome to Stranger Things 5. Adam, you're a new guest. You have never been on the podcast. So I like to make a tradition here. to let the guests go first. What did you think about Stranger Things 5? You can get into spoilers. It's like a brief. You can obviously the show's been out for like 3 or 4 days now. Nobody really cares about spoilers. Brief but spoilery. What did you like? What didn't you like?
It's weird. I don't know if there's anything I'd like be like, oh, I hated this and out loud say it. I might have had issues with things a little bit here and there or something like that, but not enough to where I'd be like, yeah, I hated this. I thought very similar to what Sean said. It just kicked ass all the way through. I get the low parts, but those low parts are still high parts to me. Like, so them in the upside down, 8 coming back, like somebody geniusly said with a video back in 2022. So all of that, I fucking did it, and I don't care what anyone says. And watching the growth of everybody, like the Dustin growth to me is by far the best thing that they wrote. And a lot of people like bitch about like his attitude and stuff like that in this season. Everyone forgets no father, no male figure in his life. He had his friends, and his friends kept going to the girls. He didn't have a girl at that point. And then once he got a girl, she was in another state completely. While everyone thought he was crazy, then the person that was in his life that had his back no matter what died protecting him, and the one that was protecting him pushed him away because he was upset. And then it finally came to it. I thought it was fantastic. I thought a lot of it was hit or miss on certain things, but like I said, I thought writing was good. I thought acting could have been a little better for certain people, but I thought overall it was good. I just thought the story from beginning to end, from 2016 to now, chef's kiss.
All right, Brock.
Oh man, I envy some of those things that you said, because Volume 1 was the ultimate momentum. I mean, episode 4, The Sorcerer, I mean, one of my favorite moments of television this year, genuinely, like, executed perfectly. Volume 2 hits, and just fucking Bus just comes and slams that momentum for me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I hate that sometimes it was written in volume, or it was released in volumes, because it feels like it was written that way for me. So episode 7, I don't think it's the worst episode, like how it's rated. I don't think it was good. I just think the show was telling us a lot of what we're supposed to feel as far as like the tension and the stakes. I didn't always feel that at the time. And the finale, I liked the epilogue more than I did like some of the action stuff. Very similar to No Way Home and how I felt. I hate the setup. I don't like the setup for Spider-Man No Way Home, like how like the multiverse stuff happened. But with Stranger Things, once they got there, the epilogue and really putting the bow on some things, man, I don't care what you say. How we got there, maybe you have some disagreements, but we got there, man, that was incredible to me. And it, to me, when like we talk about like ranking and stuff, season 5 is probably my least favorite season, but I like and love all of these seasons. So I don't think it's like the Game of Thrones stuff. I haven't even seen Game of Thrones. I know that comparison's not valid because I was on Twitter in 2019 when that was coming to an end and people were losing their minds. I had coworkers like call off sick because they were so pissed about it. I don't see anybody doing that for Stranger Things. But a safe and satisfying in parts and times season. I just think it's very much like Marvel. Stranger Things Endgame was season 4. That was the peak to me. And I think it was always going to be a challenge to top that, what they did, because that is some of my favorite television ever. Like, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, top to bottom was like some of the best stuff they've ever done. And just like up the cinematic quality. And I just don't feel like some of that was carried over, but enjoyed it. I think I gave it like a 3.5 out of 5 on the finale, but the emotions were 5 out of 5 for sure, especially in that last hour for me.
Sean, you cried, right?
Yeah,
I did too. I did cry. I did cry.
Like a baby, bro. Yeah, like I don't know how people didn't. You know, it's like Stranger Things to me has always been about the feeling of it. And I know how corny that sounds, and I know how sappy that sounds. And I'm not trying to say that to excuse other things, because I agree there's valid criticisms of this entire season and of the finale. I'm not someone to be like, oh, who cares? Just enjoy what we got. But something about this finale brought back the feeling that I had been seeking kind of the whole season 5, except for maybe the final 20 minutes of the Sorcerer episode. Because that, I remember feeling the the electricity build in episode 4 in The Sorcerer, and like turning to my wife again and being like, oh, I haven't felt this yet. This show, like, this is the moment. Like, every season kind of starts a little, it sets the pieces up, and then it goes. And I was like, this is when we're gonna go. Like, oh my god, I'm so locked in. And then volume 2 came out, and I was like, fuck, man, they just did not capitalize on that electricity well enough. They like reset the page again. It's just like, so while that was frustrating, I was anxious going into the finale, and I know I talked to most of you guys about it, or all of you guys about it. Was just like, am I gonna, like, I just want to be satisfied. I didn't want to. I wasn't expecting any more for it to be the greatest piece of media I've ever watched, or the smartest thing, or the craziest twist, or anything. I just wanted to be satisfied, because it's all about how I feel about it, and it's about the characters, and all of it tying in together. And I know everyone pulls different things from what they look for in their shows and movies and games and stuff. But for me, man, that finale just stuck the fucking landing. And like, do I think, I don't know, the show was better back when it was more like Stephen King vibes, and shot not with Netflix lighting back in like season 1 and 2, and kind of, you know, was way more like a smaller scale? Sure, of course, I like that more. Did I need Nancy Wheeler shooting a fucking kaiju with a machine gun on a different dimension? No, I don't need that. But I'd like be lying if I didn't have chills in the movie theater watching it. So like, I don't know, something about the feeling of it. It captured all the character moments. It landed everything perfectly. So to me, while I do have issues with it, and I think the general mystery of season 5 was dog shit, like the conclusion of it was good enough to me that I'll forgive it. And like Adam said, the journey from 2016 to 2025, you know, chef kiss.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be a little bit more critical on this season than maybe all of you guys. I think the number one problem with this season, personally, that a lot of these problems could be fixed, is if they did not have as many characters as they do. And I was thinking about it. I wish that characters, maybe besides Max has such an integral role to this series, and she is the best actress of the younger actors. She's the best one, I believe. Besides her, I wish they didn't keep people around for multiple seasons. Like Murray, I would have been fine if Murray was a one and done.
I was so ready for Murray to get out, bro.
I thought he was going to explode himself with the C4.
I thought he was
the
going to
helicopter.
sacrifice himself too. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, please do it, because the one-liners and they like him being like, "Sorry, princess." Like, I'm like, all right, dude, shut the hell up.
Well, I'm saying I would have been fine with him leaving in season 2. Like, give me a new character, give me a fun character. You can leave him in season 2. That's fine. Robin, I love my Robin. I think Maya Hawke, for what material they gave her, oh boy, in this final season, just being a really good exposition machine. But that's what she was. Either that, or, you know, Steve Harrington has a big dick, or whatever she said. I think she's really good at that. But I would have been fine. Her and Steve had such a good plot development in Stranger Things 3. I thought it was so good, but you could have left her. Stranger Things 4, I mean, I don't know, Vicky was at the tail end of Stranger Things 3. Who came into Stranger Things 4?
Quinn.
Who stayed?
Who stayed? Good question.
Yeah, I guess you could say Vecna, which Vecna's fine. But I think the biggest thing, and the biggest difference between Stranger Things 5 from Stranger Things 1, Stranger Things 2, and especially Stranger Things 3, is it was a continuation of a story. Now, you could say the Duffer Brothers have had a whole plan this entire time. They wrote like a 25-page, theories on the Upside Down and all the lore and everything like that. But even with that, each of these seasons felt like they wrapped up. The first season felt like its own little contained story. The second season, even though it had elements of the first season, obviously, and plot points that carried over, it felt like its own little story. We wrapped it up at the end. Third season, the exact same thing. Fourth season, you can definitely tell that the Duffer Brothers knew that they wanted to get where they got in Stranger Things 5. Problem is, they've never done that before. And it was very strange to a lot of us that they reset the ending of Stranger Things 4 into Stranger Things 5. Really weren't expecting that. And I texted Sean about this, and I made a video about this. One thing that this season, why it feels so, it's structurally, this season is so different than any other season. I think for two main reasons. One that a lot of people have talked about, and the Upside Down is shown too much. The mysteriousness, the atmosphere of the Upside Down is completely obliterated in this season. There's not a single time that we're in that place where I have a sense of uneasiness, where I'm like, oh, is something going to come get them? Right? that is not here. And it makes the show look poorer as well visually. There's less effort put into it visually because it's all green screen. Every single time they're in the Upside Down. You have 2 worlds in this last season that are entirely green screen. And atmospherically and aesthetic wise, that just doesn't line up with the other 4 seasons, which is a bummer. But then also, I texted Sean about this. I miss Hawkins. I miss all of them going around the town and trying to solve a mystery together. Like I think Sean alluded to just a second ago, there is no mystery necessarily in this series, in this season. You do have the Mr. What's It,
We all knew right away.
very obviously, and it's very funny that they were trying to make that some big. I mean, I remember. I think I made a video about what's her name, Holly Wheeler, and literally in her bio on Stranger Things 5 before they released the season, it says she has an imaginary friend. And I'm pretty sure in my video, I'm like, well, that's Vecna, so so she's gonna get kidnapped. The second episode is gonna be about her, and that's what happened. But I think people have 2 highlights of this season. They keep on saying the same thing. And I think it's very interesting. The first highlight, which Sean talked about a lot, is Will getting powers, quote unquote powers, is becoming a sorcerer. And I think why people were so happy about that, really, it's not because of what was happening in the story per se. It's because, like we've said, this is a show that is heavily theorized. That is something that people have been theorizing that makes sense for the show forever, and something huge. And I think people were like, finally, season 5, let's fucking go. We're getting our answers. This is the start of it. I can't wait to see what they do with the Upside Down. I can't wait to see why Vecna is stealing 12 kids and how important that is going to be to the story. I can't wait to see all of these plot points that the Duffer Brothers have been building up to for all this time will finally have closure. And then it never really came, or it really never satisfied the fandom as much as they were hoping for, as much as it did with the Sorcerer, with Will gaining that ability. And when Volume 2 came out, I think a lot of people got disappointed because what they were expecting to happen and kind of what they thought made sense for the show didn't happen. I think they saw Will, his arc, going a certain way because of the ending of episode 4. And then it kind of didn't. It didn't build up more. It kind of came back down. I think they saw Jonathan and Nancy's relationship going a certain way, or maybe ending at a certain different point. I don't give a shit about that relationship, by the way, or Byler. I don't care about all that stuff.
Careful.
And then it just didn't happen, right? And I think that the reason why I enjoyed the finale is I went into the finale realizing that everything that I'm going to want out of this show, what I think will be interesting, what will be really solid, good, is anybody going to die? No. I'm like, no single person besides one who I don't really think she obviously didn't matter that much, but maybe Collie's still alive. I don't know. No Collie disrespect. One person died and not a single person cried. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know. I checked myself at the door of the theater and I'm like, you have to realize what you're getting into. And if you don't realize that, you're not going to enjoy it. And I did enjoy it. And I'm happy about that. I enjoyed my time with my wife. I enjoyed my time going an hour and 15 minutes out of my way to a damn theater and watching this. I enjoyed my $20 voucher, which was cool because me and my wife were going to get dinner beforehand. I said, hold on, we got $40 at the theater. Let's get some really fatty food.
You know why they did that, by the way? How cool is that? That they couldn't get like the right rights or licensing or whatever the hell it is to make money off of the episode being shown there. So they just had to basically, everyone had to buy vouchers for movie theater like apparel, not apparel, or like food or whatever it is, food and beverages. So Netflix made no money off of the release.
For someone who doesn't like theaters, that's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, they made something on the back end of the contract. There had to have been some sort of profit for them to actually put
I'm sure they did something, but that shit's crazy that they were just like,
you know that was non-refundable?
Yes.
Oh, I tried to refund. I had 2 extra tickets. I tried to refund them and I couldn't.
Yeah.
So I found that out the hard way.
You're supporting movie theaters.
Hey man, there was a family in front of me. There was like 6 of them. Oh yeah, that concession worker was thrilled because they just ran up. I thought it was dope.
Literally everyone is getting concessions. That's super cool to see. Yeah, I enjoyed the finale. This season just it felt very different than the other ones. And the more I realized that, the more I was okay with it. So
Valid.
what are we not okay with? Let's get into spoilers. Let's get into certain plot points. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about? You saw that you're going to be on this podcast. You saw the guests that are on this podcast. Adam, is there something you want to ask Sean? Sean, is there something you want to talk about with Brock? Brock, do you want to like compliment my sweatshirt? Like, what are we doing here?
We needed
No,
more
it's too
Lucas
baggy.
t-shirts.
It's too baggy, Stone. I do want to ask a question to Sean. This is what I called about earlier today. So 11 dying, sacrificing herself. So we think. We get a whole speech and a scene that is really good with her and Hopper in episode 5, talking about how that was selfish of him to want to self-sacrifice and like to not do that's the easy way out. And yet that's exactly what she does a few episodes later. So we think, why do and you I think you had said like it's the first time she has a choice or something, which I do agree with a little bit. But why after that scene then she does that? Does it seem hypocritical? It kind of goes up against what they were trying to establish there a little bit, if that makes sense. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
So Brock, here's why it's not hypocritical, right? Let me take a sip of this really quick. I think she was pissed that Hopper was going to do it and not give her the choice to help.
Sure.
So my entire theory is that it's not selfish. It's not like, I think people are blowing this way out of fucking proportion, to be completely transparent. I think people are doing they're showing that trauma is just like a continuous cycle and there's no bright future for these people, and it's just like, oh, you're just if you're a victim, you're gonna always be a victim.
People were going crazy. Like if there was someone on Twitter who was like, I'm a sexual assault survivor and this is why I didn't like. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
whoa.
Listen, you're gonna get the fringes for sure. And
yeah,
everyone can have their opinions and whatever. But
yeah,
I think that she has never had a single choice that she's been able to make outside of like the Kali episode in season 2, basically, and then this final moment. And of course, she's had little moments here and there, but like really the first time that she'd be able to choose her future. And so I love that ending because she's just like, I'm doing this. I know she's just like, it's such a pure choice. She's like, I'm doing it because she wanted it to, not because she's ending. It's like, I don't know. There's something there to me that I understand people might see that as like, oh, she's continuing a cycle or she doesn't get the happy ending, but like, not every character is getting a happy ending, and her choice gives everyone else a happy ending. So it's like, I really like it, and I know the next question you're going to ask me at some point it's going to come up is the ambiguous nature of her ending, and I rock with that heavily, and not only because I think it's like an 80s trope or like or like kind of one of these fun little like sci-fi things. Like I think it works. Like I think it's a show about like wonder and theories and like.
So I like it until the Duffer Brothers have gone on their excellent interview tour the past few days and saying that there is a definitive ending. Like this isn't music to me. This is the biggest problem. I don't want like you could interpret Purple Rain a couple different ways of what there's a certain reason why that song was playing. You're give us a definitive answer.
I want a hot take about
it's
that real
out
quick.
there. It's out there. And they're like,
I have to say a hot
Bobby
take about
Brown.
that. Sorry, before I forget, the Purple Rain. I wasn't a fan of the Purple Rain moment. And I'm going to tell you
crazy.
why. I like the song Purple Rain. I'm not an idiot. But the reason why I was getting frustrated with it is something that happened in the finale over and over and over and over and over again that I was getting tired of. Man, I wish I bet money on it. I'm like, we're going to see Hopper's damn daughter one more time. There she was. Now, to be fair, it wasn't the flashback. We usually get the flashback of her like sick in the bed and Hopper's like, worried
that
about
was a
it.
new scene.
We get that every season. Yes, Hopper's daughter. I see her again. Anyways, there was a lot of montages. There's a lot of like, Elle, we've been through so much. Hopper, we've been through so much. And it's like, all right, let's play the hits real quick. Right. In the moments, those felt kind of okay. There's really just 3. There's Hopper talking to 11. There's 11 talking to Hopper. And then there's Mike talking to Elle. I think those are the only 3. Now, I wish that we got maybe one between Will and his mother. I think that would have been really powerful. I wish 2 of them wasn't between the same 2 characters, but different perspectives, if that makes sense. But the reason why I have the issue with the Purple Rain thing is because there is so much chaos, so much tension in that moment. Like the military is there, Elle's there, in the Upside Down. Holy shit. Like it's building. Purple rain, purple rain. I was like, okay.
This is such a bad take, Stone.
It's not. It slows down.
Dude,
And it's
that
very
needle
long.
drop of them in the flat with the flashback and it's raining that first up. Dude, I was like, I know exactly what they're getting ready to do. I know what this song is about. Don't disrespect Prince like that. But it had to. You just wanted her to just die and just wave, and then we get Mike. Like, what would you have rather seen in that scene?
I would have rather that happened in, even though it would have looked like shit. I wish it would have happened before the final fight, like in Dimension X. Like we know you were going to get a moment between Mike and Elle.
But then he would have spoiled it. He's like, Elle's gonna kill herself.
This happens in every movie or TV show ever, where it's like if it's a huge battle, something climactic, and like two characters come together before like more shit hits the fan. Maybe it didn't work for you, but I think it's.
Well,
think
I
it's
wish
bad.
that I just want to leave. It would have been okay if they just left out the montage. If it's just the two of them talking and Purple Rain is behind. Also, they were spamming the shit out of pop songs, and they're like, yeah, we're getting your money's worth of the soundtrack this episode.
You paid for it. I mean, you
it's
want
like
to.
It's like in the last season of Game of Thrones, did we see a flashback, like a 3-minute sequence between Daenerys and Jon Snow before their final like talk with each other before their
It
final
would have been better if they
confrontation?
did. If they did, it would have been better.
I don't need
I can't answer this
montages.
'cause
I've
I couldn't
watched
make
the
it back
show.
to-
I know what these character montages aren't needed, and it's
Do you remember running up the hill? So many of the
Yes.
biggest moments in this show have montages. Every single one of them has a montage.
Yeah, it's all 80s coded movie, which is what all these are for. I mean,
Yeah.
I know they're not as frequent, but yeah.
It's okay if you don't like them, Stone. I'm not personally attacking you. You're a great.
No, you're not
human
good.
being.
Yeah, I'm about
But
to
this
cry.
this is a horrendous take because I think the show's best parts is the montages. Like I think like is it cheap? Sure, I don't give a fuck. Like the whole show is like, like that's what it's built on. It's like
Right, it's
remembering
baiting,
what came
yeah.
before, and it's baiting you, and it's like. I love it. I think it works perfectly. And if we didn't get those in the finale, I'd be like, I wouldn't have liked it anywhere near as much. But like that scene when you're seeing the two of them have their relationship, the scene when Joyce is smacking the shit out of Vecna's neck with the axe, and you see all of their trauma come back.
That was very good.
Banger,
I do admit,
absolute
good.
banger. Like I don't know, man. I love that kind of shit. Maybe I'm a sucker, but I love that shit.
I just wish that happened at a different moment, I guess. I felt there was like so much tension in the air, so much going on, and then it slowed down. And for me, that was just very jarring.
Fair.
But it's a bad take, and I will get called out for it.
It's
I don't
your
know.
take.
I mean,
It's your take.
I'm in charge of posting these clips on TikTok, so I can. It's funny. I can like take what I just said. I'm like,
It is
Hmm.
good.
what's more important, people
Cue the
calling me an
SpongeBob.
idiot
This guy
or getting
stinks.
views? Yes.
That was my
anyways.
question for Sean. So I don't think I have any right now.
Do we think that Kali was actually necessary for this season? Did she have to be in it? Or, yes, sir, I'm asking this question, or were the Duffer Brothers just not trying to make sure that was an outlier? And they're like, okay, we have to bring her back because she's part of the show and it's required.
I'll wait for anybody else to go ahead.
She was not necessary.
Wild take. Stop it.
Let me explain briefly, and then I'll let you take over since you're the
argument's
expert
going to be. The argument's going to be, oh, the whole thing about Mike at the end and the illusion of 11, and without Kali, that would have been possible.
There's
They
a
would have
couple
come up
things.
with something different.
There's a couple things. I agree with that, and then I agree with people might say that it was valid to show that the cycle is continuing with the military and that she saw all the pregnant women recontinuing the tests and stuff. I think Elle could have seen that anyway. I do, however, think bringing her back is cool. I do. And I think she probably should have died immediately when they saw her, or she was already dead and like in a coma or something, and they were just abusing her before that. And then like she died that episode. And I think it would have had the same impact, but I'm open to hearing the other side.
Welcome to Adam's
words-
first and last time on Goodwill Podcast.
Yeah, facts. In the words of a wise man, it's a bad take. It's a bad take. The reason
Two
they
for
brought
two,
her,
baby.
yeah, the reason they brought her back had nothing to do with any of that. It was the military was reopening that whole thing. They saw in the paperwork that she was the only one to escape. So they went looking for her and found her. and because they couldn't find 11, they were looking for the 2 that actually escaped. So they found 8 for Callie, and then they were working with her, but the one they wanted was 11. So that was it. They were sitting there draining her blood so they could get to it, because they needed all that to happen to put that thought process of, look, you got to figure out what you need to do. Like giving her the same thing that you were talking about, the free will of, well, do I want to kill myself basically and end this cycle? Or do I stay with the people I love and the cycle can happen again?
So you're just saying that without Callie, the lab and the military plot couldn't exist.
Correct.
Ironically, I'd be okay with that not existing, but that's another.
Yeah, I thought like Lyndall Hamilton, like her, that was like one of the weakest parts of the season too.
Yeah,
I
the
know
whole
that was
thing
a
made no
big
sense.
casting, but I was like, yikes, she hasn't been in a movie since Terminator 2, I feel like. So
She's been in shit. There was Terminator 17, Terminator 50.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In Terminator, like Hallmark does holiday movies.
Were you ever intimidated by the military in this season? Were you ever interested really in what they were doing? Because the funny thing is, I think
The
that's a
one
no.
guy.
Yeah, that guy was actually sick. I don't know what
Yeah.
his name is. Like the guy,
Pretty good
like,
actor.
dude, he was great. I actually like. He was a great foil. Like if
The dude
if-
who had like the scars that you guys
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
wish it was more of like some bounty hunter shit or something going on. Like, I don't know how else they could have done that. Cause like anytime they were with him, I was like, sick. This guy's got crazy eyes. Like he like L already like was in his head, so he's losing his mind. Like that stuff was great. And I thought maybe not scared of him, but I'm like, oh, they're gonna screw something up. And anything with like the Linda Hamilton stuff, like I don't know if it was the performance. I don't know, like it was just like more of a retread.
Yeah, I don't think it was just like in season 4. That was not as strong as like when they were like on their tail. You felt like that tension. I didn't
Yeah.
feel
Papa.
that.
Papa.
Yeah. With the Black Colonel, well, he got messed up in the season.
He's still
like,
alive.
episode 4. Yeah, he
Yeah.
got.
By the
messed
way,
up at
I thought he was
Vecna.
dead. What happened to him? But he was just like burnt in like a hospital bed. And I was like, oh shit, that guy's still alive. And then we never saw him again. I'm like, oh, well, I guess he's
Funny
cool.
you bring up Papa, by the way. I literally watched that, right? Go to bed, wake up next day. My wife and I are doing some stuff around the house. And we just turned on SVU. He is in like season 3, season 4, something like that. Of
Matthew
SVU.
Modine. He's a
Matthew
great
Modine.
actor.
Yeah, but funny
great.
part is, so super young, actually has brown hair and everything. They're interrogating the entire time, but to screw with him, they've messed with the light bulbs. So this whole time he's being interrogated, the lights are flickering the entire time. And I was like, what a wild reference that like
That's great.
nobody would ever get.
That sounds like a good video.
It did until I was like, yeah, he was being investigated for, kiddling. So I was
Smart.
like, yeah,
Okay.
that, he's stealing kids in that. And in this one,
Hmm.
yeah, maybe I don't.
And his
Smart.
name was Papa too.
Yeah.
They ordered Papa John's. So like, who's the worst actor?
No Schnapp.
Noah.
Yeah, it's
Boy,
Noah.
oh
and
boy,
I
did
hate the
that
dog
suck for
pile.
them.
And what sucks is the serious scenes.
What a
I feel like
big
he's
bummer.
great in, and when it's just like the
Brock,
this point,
he's
like,
so good in season 1, especially
Oh.
in season 2.
Season
Season
2 is his
two,
peak.
When I
very
rewatched
good.
that, I was like, yo, like this guy's great.
Yeah, the
Awesome.
exorcism scene was great. I don't know if he just didn't like want to take act, but yeah, like I was just like,
Even
oh,
in
man.
3, I think he's fine. Like I think it's like serviceable because he doesn't have like these big huge moments. He's got a couple, but not the same. Season 4 dips a bit, and then obviously like once I heard that he was going to be the biggest part of season 5, I was like, oof, bold choice. Understand
does
it from a
suck for the-
character.
Yeah, it sucks for the Duffer Brothers because 9 years ago, they get all these kids who are 11 years old, 12 years old, and it just so happens that the worst actor out of all of them, the way that you've written your story, just so happens to be the lead, just so happens to be the main part of it. And I gotta maybe this is a hot and spicier take. I think Millie Bobby Brown is just one step above him. I don't know what happened. I don't know
So I
if she
saw
didn't
some
give
video
a
talking
shit.
about that. They were like, I think a lot of people are upset that Sadie is having the career they thought Millie was going to have, but it's
because
only
she didn't take the
because-
Netflix money.
it's because Netflix is, I think George said it maybe, but it's because Netflix has like a grip on her and won't let her like do anything
Yeah.
other than this.
He did a great video today. I know what you're talking about, like the
Yeah.
Harry Potter cast and how they ended up
Yeah,
being
yeah,
good
yeah, yeah,
actors
yeah.
and
By the
Stranger
way,
Things.
the crazy guy with the scar on his face for the military, he's in the first Shadow play playing Dr. Brenner.
Ooh, I want to talk about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Interesting. Yeah, we should have a play conversation in a little bit. I don't know, whenever, but
Yeah, no, I think unfortunately, like, I don't know if you want to put this here now, Stone, and if not, you can tell me to shut up. But like the Will's coming out scene, like I thought it was really good. I think everyone was swept up in the emotions, but to me, I was just like, man, Duffer Brothers, this placement I thought was not. I didn't service Will. I don't think it serviced Noah because there's these movie guys I follow called Double Toast. They're hilarious, and one of the guys on there is gay, and he was talking about. He's like, so you're telling me, like, had he not gone? This is where I want to get people's thoughts. Had he not come out there before the final battle, like, was Vecna going to be like, William, he is gay? Like, was he going to expose him in front of his friend William? Your dark secret's going to be like. I hated that was his reason is more, and I get like you had to. Something can make sense, and I got like you have like Vecna preys on your fears, all of your insecurities. I get that. I just thought, man, he should want to come out because it's what he wants to do, and it's just been weighing on him for so long. And I also felt it disrespected his friendship with his friends of being like, dude, we know. Like, I feel like they should have done that, like, you know, because they've talked about it.
Season 3, they did it when Mike looks at him and goes, "You don't like girls.
It's not my fault you don't like girls."
And I'm just like,
I'm like,
where did that ever
no.
happen? Like, when did they not bring that back up? Why?
Dude. And like they should, because I thought that would have been more wholesome. I've been like I don't know, maybe it should have been like Lucas or Dustin, like, Will, we know, man, we love you, and like just for him to feel like, you know, I don't know. I'd be curious to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
I agree completely. I think it could have been more intimate, and I'm not saying I needed like 5 scenes of him doing it with.
Why the
5
fuck was
people.
Murray there? Going back to Murray, like,
well, that's like
what?
the 2 biggest images that are like such a big downer on this season are the one of that where like the whole room of people looking at him while he's telling them this, and then the other one is when she's struggling to flip up the fucking metal plate on the ground, and there's like the entire cast of Avengers Endgame behind her, and I'm like,
oh my god,
why?
yes.
Like, yeah. So that's a whole other thing, but yeah, I think
That makes sense to me.
What did?
Her having trouble flipping the.
No, he's just saying
I'm talking about how many people were behind her.
That's like the one image that everyone's making fun of. That and Will coming out.
Just like the hilarious like cast of everyone's like, who the fuck is this? And it's like Vicky. It's like Vicky was only in it just for the doctor subplot, so she could like help with them in the basement or some shit, whatever. But yeah, I think I think that would have been awesome, like a great moment between the 4 boys, because I do think that moment in season 2 or 3, whatever it is, 3, when he's like, "Not my feet fault. You don't like."
They're in the garage. It's him and Mike.
I think that's more like, yo, we're growing up. Like, you're still stuck playing video games and D&D. Like, we like girls now. Like, I don't think that was like a oh, we know what you are kind of thing. Could be interpreted super open, but that's how I took it. Kind of like, I don't know. You guys remember growing up and being like, some of your friends were like dating girls, and you're like, oh, I still kind of want to go play COD. Like, what are we doing?
Sure.
Not saying you can't do both, but like there's like that weird puberty.
Games when you're younger.
What'd you say?
There were video games when you were younger.
All right, bro. All right.
Jesus, I had to play outside with sticks and shit.
Unk over here got to come on when the street lights come on. But
don't play with me. That's a real thing.
I know. But yeah, I think Brock, that would have been such a dope scene if maybe he has a scene with his mom and Jonathan or something, and then maybe he has a scene with the boys, with the crew.
Yeah.
And if they do, like, before he even gets it out, they're like, we know, bro. Like, chill. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and they should have said, I don't know, like, it's a little like piece of dialogue, and maybe I'd be a nitpicky. I'm like, they could have been like, we love you. I think I was bothered by the fact that he didn't say like, I'm gay. I know it was the 80s, so like that stuff was still very taboo. Just a couple of like decisions. I'm like, and they're like, this is the scene we spent 12 hours on. I'm like, really? That's the scene y'all spent all day on.
And the amount of comparisons in there, dude. Like, it was so run on. It was like, and I do this, and I like this, and I like this.
It's like, bro.
You know what it reminded me of? A lot of people clowned on Avatar: The Last Airbender live action for Netflix because there is a constant need for Aang to constantly say how much of a goofy kid he is. Man, I love playing. I love just goofing around my fellow monk friends. And it's like, show us that. Don't tell us. and there's so much explaining to us who Will is and who we've seen him be as a character throughout it was like having a montage but verbally. Like I would have preferred him just show me flashbacks of Will being, gay. I don't know. But what did the coming out scene do for the audience? Truly, because number one, we all know, right? This is not a twist. Everyone has known that this is who this character is, which is why I'm completely shocked, but not really, that so many people have tanked this episode because of homophobia. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He was called like I'm not going to say it, but he was called a gay slur in the first season. So this has been a common fact.
I think it was tanked for other reasons. Stone. I think most of the tanking was from the shipping fandom. To be honest with you, I'm sure it was both for sure. Because I did see some like negative which
there's always going to be people like
just shows that people don't even watch the show. They're probably just farming for engagement and Twitter checks. But yeah, I don't know, man.
So we know that about him. We also know how everybody is going to react. Right? Did you expect anybody to be like, or like storm out of the room or for anything like that to happen? No. As that was going on, I'm like, they're all just going to hug him and be like, it's cool. We're all good. And that's exactly what happened. So we know how the characters are going to react. We know this about Will. So I guess it's the necessity of having a scene like this and how much a moment like this means to people in this community. Now, all of us are straight. It's hard to align our thoughts with that because we've never experienced that. But I've seen a lot of people, like you just said on that podcast, Brock, this is not, I don't think, how conversations like this usually go. I don't think you announce this in front of 15 people at one time. It's more quiet conversations, more intimate conversations between your mother, between maybe the guy you have a crush on, which is why it frustrates me so much. You just alluded to this, Sean, a little bit. Before the giant crowd comes in for this announcement, he is talking to his mom and Mike walks in. That's who you should have told that to. That's who that scene should have been between. I miss Joyce Byers throughout this entire season. Winona Ryder is wasted. Besides, whoosh,
she was so bad.
So
wasted. Not Winona, the character. Yeah.
Yes. Give me that. Give me a conversation of Will coming out to his mother and for her to explain that it's going to be okay. And I love you. And I've known this. I've always known this. You're my boy. Of course. Like, I don't even need Jonathan to be there. The show forgot about Jonathan's connection with Will and his connection to Joyce.
I wish he would have gotten off. That was one character I was cool with seeing going.
So I don't see really a point. I know it's a sad moment and that people are crying. Actors are not crying very well. But I get that people felt very emotional during it. But I think it could have been so much better if it was more intimate and less people. It just, you really felt just one or two or three characters there. You can't tell me. There's nobody on this planet who would tell me, no, I think the whole crowd announcement about talking to milkshakes and talking about running around in the woods and being just a free kid, I think that was a lot better than a mother to son or a best friend to best friend conversation. And everyone's just sitting there and listening to an entire monologue. I'm like, have a conversation. You can't, though, because there's so many characters there. All right. Sorry about that, guys.
Sense.
Go ahead. Well, so, I want to say with Brock before, I do agree. I wish that he wasn't forced to come out. I wish he came to his own terms and thought that this was the right time to, and he just did it rather than Vecna using who he is and his sexuality as a tool to manipulate him and to control him. I was just like, that brings me so discomfort. Like, I don't feel happy for this character because he didn't want to do this in this moment. Yeah. I'm happy that everyone accepted him.
Yeah. And I think we would have more issue too. It's not where it's not it being in the episode 7. It's where it comes in. Cause I was like checking the runtime. Oh man, we got 7 minutes left this episode. Like that, I don't know. And it's very similar to like the ladder scene where like they stopped him and Mike to have like a conversation. Like, okay, we gotta take a break real quick and debrief. I'm like, okay, the world is ending. Is this the best time to have a conversation? Maybe, maybe not. The conversation needed to be had. That's not what I'm saying. I feel like people can misinterpret that and just because they're so emotional about it. But yeah.
All right, go ahead, Adam. What's your
I
thoughts?
thought it made sense. So if you look at it, right, the conversations you said that needed to be had, were with the boys, his mom and brother probably, but then there's still people in that group that he could possibly, because he's been friendly with everybody, obviously with Max and all that stuff. So like that doubt is still there. And after talking to Robin and understanding he had to like let it out, he not only let it out, but decided to have so much courage that he wanted to tell everybody and to show that I'm not afraid of what I need to do in order to save the world. So it's either the world or telling everyone I'm gay. So he decided just to rip the Band-Aid, like Robin said, and tell the entire group. So that way there's nothing against him when they go there. There's not one person that he knows or thinks could go against him. Rather than each individual one being like a 10-minute conversation, which then at that point is like a 40-minute runtime of just having conversations of I'm coming out and I'm gay, which then would go into, well, why did for 40 minutes Will have to tell everybody he's gay? Like, why couldn't we have like shortened it? You get what I'm saying? So like just telling everybody all at once, ripping the Band-Aid with the entire group, having that moment, because I feel like everybody needed that moment there for a second, and then moving on.
I will say to credit the show, I think even more than the whole Holly and Max thing, which a lot of people have complimented that plot line, maybe saying that's the highlight of the season for them. I really like the relationship between Robin and Will. I thought it was handled very well. I think Maya Hawke does a lot of the carrying there. She's a very charismatic, very funny, very bubbly spirit, and it's kind of fun watching her on screen always, even when she's talking about serious things. But like I said, I think using her to get Will to that point is completely understandable. Like it makes sense that he would get to that moment where he would want to confess something like that. So don't add the whole thing with Vecna being like, I'm going to tell everybody. They're not going to like you. They're going to think you're weird. Like I think it naturally could have come out even without Vecna even doing that. And you're saying like he had that conversation with all of those people. I don't agree because that's not a conversation. That's me announcing this and then everyone saying me too and hugging and then it's over. He did have a conversation with Mike. Mike's the only person that we actually see Will talk to about his sexuality in the finale. Nobody ever talks to him again. And that's just a bummer for me. I would like to see, what will Joyce say to him about this? Like, how is she going to, I just want to see that conversation happen and his mom be there for him rather than just have a group hug. And that's, for me, it was a little bit cringy because I was like, this doesn't feel real. This feels more like a movie. This feels more like a series in this moment. And I think that personally, I think that's why a lot of people are clowning on it, because it's like, it was something that had to happen. And it felt very much like a show. And as Brock was saying, it didn't feel like that would happen at that moment in the series, even though it was vital to the plot. But I'm glad you liked it, honestly.
I don't know what you want me to rebuttal. I liked it.
No, you guys rebuttal.
I've had friends come out before, and it's a very similar conversation of like, hey, so this, and it's just like, yeah, I'm fucking good, or I knew, or okay, I'm happy for you. Like, finally, like, there's not a lot of like, hair in the wind and long epilogue of conversation and all this stuff. It's just cool. We're good. Move on. I mean, because like even Winona was just like, you're never gonna lose me no matter what happens. And then her brother comes, same thing. And then so you get the family, then you get the boys, then you get everyone else. And Max couldn't do anything because she's technically a vegetable. So like, I enjoyed it. I thought it made sense from what I've seen.
Does Will have a conversation with any of the other boys besides Mike? I mean, there's only other boys. There's only Lucas and Dustin. Yeah, I just wish there was
I think he did, though. I think he had to because of the conversation of like, you were my like the thing during the speech that he had of like, I had this one person who whatever, you were my Tammy. Like, I think Mike almost like wanted to let him know, I know it's me, without saying I know it's me, but letting you know I'm good. Without having to, it's like a guy thing, right? We get in an argument, we fight, we move on, we see each other again. It's like, we're good. There's no conversation needs to be had.
Yeah, and I did like the ending for Will and how that all came to, and especially because you live in a small town like
Parallel?
Hawkins, Indiana. Huh?
Did you see who was at the bar? Have you seen this whole thing?
I tried. Who was
Duffer?
at the bar?
Yeah, Duffer.
One of them. I know one of them is gay. I don't know which one.
Oh, that's
Um,
cool.
And he was like in the background of the shot when
Oh,
they
that's
show
cool.
Will at the bar, which is like a cool little.
Well, not only that, but like, did you see the one with the blonde hair and glasses?
Probably not. No.
The Dahmer.
Yeah,
had
Dahmer was.
I've
Dahmer
seen
in
the
there?
meme like, hey,
Yeah.
don't go to
While he's
Wisconsin, Will,
there-
at a gay bar. 'cause
Yeah,
that's
like while
Dahmer's
he's
on
there at the
hunt.
time period, Dahmer was at that same area at the same time.
I gotta go look at that later. That's funny.
That's the spin. That's the spin-off show. Will meets Dahmer. What a crazy thing that would be.
Yo, imagine he
Um,
tries it and Will's just like, "Gah!" It's just
And
Hey, I'm weak. I'm crying.
Is there a plot hole that bothers you guys? Are there plot holes?
the entire conversation around plot holes is pissing me off with this because I think people are like forgetting what a plot hole is and what like preferences are. Not every show ever explains everything, and people attach themselves to a lot of different people in this show because the cast is huge and they're all very lovable, and everyone wants to see their full stories A to Z. And most shows ever do not show us A to Z. We're lucky that we even got to see an epilogue for this. A lot of shows kind of show you like a 30-second epilogue and that's kind of it. And so I think like it depends what plot holes we're talking about, because there are some things in here, right? There's
Demogorgons.
things like where were the Demogorgons and the bats and the dogs, like that's valid. I kind of let
I
that shit
guess.
go. I told
My guess is
listen, Brock cannot stand that shit. I don't care about that because I just think like I just enjoyed it. Should they have been there? Sure. Yeah, I think there should have been a scene, at least them explaining why they weren't there. There's some other stuff where like, why is Will not screaming in pain when Vecna's head's getting chopped off? Like, I don't
where
know.
he rips
like,
his arm off.
yeah, like because they've established that he feels Vecna's pain, but is that selective? Is that whatever? I don't know. Like there's some little stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff where not really a plot hole, but it's like the Joyce and like it goes back to the play where it's like, hey, they said the play's canon. 99% of people cannot see the play. They said you didn't need to see it because then everything will be explained in the show. And then they kind of don't do that because then everyone finds out, oh, the relationships are there and Joyce and Hopper knew Henry and holy shit, that's going to be kind of crazy. And the play comes out on November 6th. That's canon. So that's obviously the day of Henry's biggest trauma. So that's why he took Will on that day. Like how crazy is this going to become full circle? And they don't touch that ever. Plot hole? I don't know. Maybe
missed opportunity.
Yeah,
to
missed
make
opportunities
something-
are maybe the right word instead of plot holes. I don't know. I'm sure there are some other ones, but that's really the big one for me.
How
Yeah,
did you
I'm gonna
like the cosmic matter or the
Bullshit. That's actually a good one, Stone. I forget what the hell it's called. You're right.
it's not cosmic matter, it's something matter.
Yeah.
the abyss, dark matter.
No, it's
what
like
the hell. That's how
the
stupid
abyss
it
is
is.
the
We
world.
can't even figure out what the name was because the big thing to me, and I almost made a whole theory video on it. I know I told Stone a little bit. I was trying to put it together. I think I told Brock, I was like, I'm trying to put it together. Because one of the biggest things to me was like Brenner having his notes to the Upside Down and Dustin finding them after he fights with Steve. I'm like, what do you mean this guy knows everything about the Upside Down already? Like he knows about the matter. He knows about all this shit. Like that to me is a little bit like a convenience out the ass. Like there's so many conveniences in this that I'm like, whoa, dude. Like all of a sudden Brenner just knows the entirety like autonomy of the Upside Down. I don't know. So I didn't like that at all.
There's a reason he knows it. We'll find out.
what on
Conformity
January
gate?
7th when kind of conformity gate.
No,
Oh
he-
God.
No, so it's not. The spinoff they're going to do has to do with the play. So in the play, the military is trying to make a ship invisible. And in doing so, it ends up getting itself to the abyss. And then they find that rock. So what it's going to be is 1950s, which I'm super excited about.
They're doing the Philadelphia experiment. Like, is that what they're going to do?
Basically. So, but like Brenner's dad is the one that found, like, helped find it and then like tried to figure all this out, and it killed him. So he's had his whole childhood to try to figure this out. That's why he knows so much about it. And Brenner, after,
I kind of like that, but it kind of goes against some of the stuff we know about Brenner in this series so far.
I don't disagree with that, but it'll be explained, because that's the spinoff they're going to do, because they pretty much confirmed that's what they're doing.
I want to launch on the play, because I think that's one of the biggest things that hurt this season was so much of something that your fan base has not seen. I think they should have like dropped it on Netflix or something like that. Because what'd you say?
I'm going next month.
Oh, sweet. I almost went when I was in New York last time, but I think that was a poor move. I don't know why they did it, and to hype something up that is so, instrumental, and like I just, and like even their explanation, like, oh yeah, they're probably, my guess is they had that conversation off screen, and I'm just like, man, that's such a missed opportunity to have a moment where, again, if you're going all out, do it. Why not? Like, have a moment where this clicks for Joyce and Hopper, and we see that, because that's not fair to the fan base to alienate such information that's vital, especially to this season. At least for not all of us to ask, and just, I mean, we have also people who break it down and whatnot, but, and then for it not to be used as much, from what I understand, I thought that was a really poor choice for sure. Because I think they're like, you're gonna get it. We didn't get it. Like,
and you know what that would have done too, like that, in the same way that in season 4, where you kind of get that huge realization about who Henry is, and like all that holy shit moment in the piggyback, and like and Masker and Hawkins lab, like all those oh my god moments, like that, the bringing the play canon and explaining what happens in the play, a little bit more spark notes as an episode in season 5 would have went crazy, because then it would have tied everything together. It would have tied why Hawkins matters to this dude. It would have tied in why he took Will on that date, why he took all the kids, and he's ending it on that date, because subconsciously that's his biggest trauma. Like, it'll tie him to the mind flayer, and like it would have tied so many things together. It would have had people being like, holy shit, the same way we were like half of the time in Welcome to Derry, but they just never had that moment in this season, and we had that in other seasons. So
even in when the girls are going through the memories, when they're standing on the stage and waiting for it to be done,
I thought we were about to get it. I was about to be like,
that
oh my god,
is from the play. Like, that moment is from the play.
Yeah. I'm shocked they didn't do it. I'm absolutely
missed opportunities.
I wonder if the other episode, what if it is the play?
That'd be so fun if they dropped the play.
Yeah, drop the play. But they'd have to be some
corny ass bullshit. I'm sorry. I think that'd be some bullshit. Like, oh well, hey, now you know. Like, nah, man. Like, y'all. So again, I enjoyed it. I don't know if I have any plot holes. Like, people are like, I agree. There's a lot of people coming out with just some BS. Like, how did Max graduate in a coma? How did
I don't care about that stuff, really. I don't care about the missing parents. I don't care about
the pregnant women dying. Is hilarious that they just blew them the fuck up.
See, I was going to bring that up earlier, because that shows you how insignificant the military is to this season. Is that I think a lot of people after the fact, after they got done with the finale, everyone's like, they're thinking about the entire season as a whole, and they're like, wasn't there pregnant women? What happened to those guys?
Yeah.
They
but like the fans, like, they're like, what happened to Derek's parents? I don't want to see that shit in the epilogue. I don't care about that. Yeah. So that stuff is nitpick. I think people are just, again, when you're in their fields, when, again, expectations, I think a lot of people were just like sky high, and I think that disappointed them. It's funny, man, because this finale reminds me a lot of like Smallville. Some of you guys have not seen. I know Sean's watching it, but like, there was so much expectation and divisiveness because so many people just wanted to see a certain thing, and I think I don't think there's any plot holes that bothered me. I think they're just certain things of like I call it the D aura of Vecna for me personally. I think the Mr. What's It stuff really kind of diluted Vecna for me. I thought when he was Henry, I thought he was way more intimidating than Vecna for me personally in this season because Jamie Campbell Bower, his eyes,
That
the dude is emoting.
crazy.
Like get him in something ASAP.
Oh,
The
he
scene,
is. He is. It comes out soon. It's fantastic, and I cannot wait.
yeah. I think he's a franchise tackler. Marvel or DC, someone give him a call for something.
He's in the new season of Lord of the Rings, Power of the Ring.
I don't watch that.
Oh, I
I'm
knew
sorry.
that. I
Yeah.
saw.
Oh,
that
is he
got
really?
cast in that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A lot of the world. I didn't know that. That's dope. But yeah, that was my problem because of the mystery. I was like, we all know who this is. We get like the big or his Darth Vader or crazy entrance, which was dope in episode 4. But then after that, I'm like, I don't need to see this man in a suit with kids. I just don't like it. And I understand why that was there, but I think when he was on back now, I'm like, I'm not scared of this guy anymore. He was moving crazy in season 4, but I'm just like, after that episode 4, I thought the Mr. What's stuff really hurt that. So I've been yapping from it. So those are just some of my thoughts.
The Max thing drives me up a wall because it's like apparently nobody just understands anything. When she was with the therapist like, it doesn't make any sense. You were a straight A student beforehand. Now you fell off. It's no different than what any athlete when they want to leave high school to go to college early. They just work better. Like she probably did like weekend classes, extra credit. She got whatever credit she needed to graduate, and then just whatever. She was the smartest out of all of them.
Yeah, real quick before I forget, I just want to say 2025 because I'm biracial. My wife's white. It was a huge year for biracial couples, man. Lucas and Max, and we got Stack and Mary, man. Hey,
Fair.
we're winning right now. I feel represented finally. Thank you.
I'll say I'm watching the pit right now. The main crew on the pit.
Next week, this
Dude,
week.
don't spoil it. Dude, Adam, I have binged 10 episodes of the pit in the last 2 days. I'm addicted. I want to watch it right now. I
3 days.
cried, guys.
3 days.
I told you I don't cry. I literally just told you guys. I
Wait
don't
for
get
the
emotional.
finale.
I cried in an episode today, and I texted my wife, and it was so funny because she didn't see my texts. I said to her, like, I just cried during the pit. Oh my gosh. And the only thing I got response back was a link like on Maps. She sent me the location of like a cat cafe. I was like, do you not give a shit that I just cried? And she was like, oh, I didn't see that.
She sent you the cat cafe to call you a pussy.
That she wouldn't do that.
That'd be funnier.
Hilarious.
That'd be funnier.
That would be really good. I don't know if you remember, Adam, there's like a scene with like a little girl in a critical condition.
Yes.
And she has a sister.
Yes.
It's rough.
Wait for the finale, but I will tell you 3 days. 3 days the new season starts.
That's why I'm binging it. Yeah. It's so good. So much stuff to watch. Not Stranger Things anymore though.
Not for now.
Yeah, not until the 7th, not until the play comes out. Did you guys like what the Upside Down was? Were you satisfied with that? See, here's the thing. I hate asking that question, but you have to ask it when it comes to Stranger Things, because that's the thing is all these theories ran wild about what the Upside Down is, what it is in relation to Dimension X, to Hawkins, everything like that. And I want to be like, okay, I'm satisfied because this is what the writers wanted to do, right? This is what they wanted to display the Upside Down being, a wormhole, sure. But then you have to be like, is it cool with just being a wormhole? Did you thought it was going to be more than that?
No, I thought it was going to be that the whole time because it literally is what they told us. Like the
like first season, right?
The storyteller of this the entire time was the science teacher.
My God.
Which is crazy that they added him to the group. I like that. I like that, even though there's so many people in the group.
He should have been.
I
what
like
Murray's
Erica.
been doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Murray should have left and it should have been him.
Should have been him looped in the whole time, because then we could have got so many cool moments of him and the boys together, you know, like him being like, oh my God, and then being like, yeah, like you helped us with this, and like his cool moments, you know, I don't know, but whatever.
Yeah, they brought him in the fold way too late. I agree. He should have been in there way more.
Like we're all Star Wars people. Can you imagine all of Star Wars, like the prequels, was just Jar Jar Binks and no Obi-Wan? That's literally what that was like. That's what he is. He's Jar Jar Binks to Stranger Things.
That's a good take.
Like what? That's pretty good. Also, I made the comparison a bit ago, and it's crazy because it's so true. Will is so much like Bran in Game of Thrones. Like there's something that happens to a young child, a catastrophic event that literally catapults the entire show. And then the ending and how important that character becomes at the very end of the series is exactly the same, which I thought was crazy. But yeah, I just want to say that. I don't want to say too much because Brock hasn't watched Game of Thrones, but are you
It's
ever gonna
not
watch Game of
happening.
Thrones?
No,
It's not
I got
happening.
kids.
I'll
Nah.
tell you what, if you start watching Game of Thrones, I'll start watching One Piece.
That doesn't do anything for me. I'm not a One Piece fan.
I was just trying to. I was going to allow myself to be punished,
No,
so you go watch Game of Thrones and be
watch like Smallville or
wild.
something. Don't do that. Yeah, make it
Just
good.
See, they say watch Smallville, but then I see clips of like Superman, Clark Kent chained
You don't
up
get
with
it.
his
You don't
shirt,
get it.
No,
with
you
his
don't get it.
shirt
You don't
off,
get it,
You don't
man.
get it.
You
with
don't
his
get
shirt
it.
off.
You don't
Stone, trust. Stone, just trust.
listen. Sean's a believer. He will tell
and,
you.
and I know
converted him.
I know I'm like me and Brock are like Mr. Superman sometimes. Like, just trust me. If I know you like didn't grow up with like cable, whatever. This is one of the ones. This is one of the
you
ones
missed out
that
on, dog.
like
You
we
missed-
like the kids yearn for 30 episode seasons. You know what I'm saying?
The women yearn for Superman in that show.
Yeah.
I do, bro.
It's a sexy
Yeah.
show.
That's my goat right
I
there.
episodically watched that. That
I have
was
Tom
I
Williams'
remember
autograph
it coming
right
out. It was fantastic.
back there. That's my goat. Yeah, that's my goat. Anyway,
Speaking
let's
of
pay for a
trust-
whole year of Spectrum TV for Stone. I'm sad you didn't have cable.
Oh, I was like, you can if you want. I'm fine with that. Speaking of
tax
trust,
write-off.
what are you? Yeah, I'm using those tax write-offs a lot. How excited are you guys for whatever the Duffer Brothers do next? Honestly, do you think it could be? I don't think anything can ever be as good or as big as Stranger Things, and I'm really curious to see how their career goes. Like, do you think obviously they're involved with whatever that spin-off live action series is going to be, but they're not the showrunners. I think they've maybe laid down the foundations of what it's going to be, and somebody's going to write it and someone's going to obviously direct the entire thing. Do you guys want to see a show? Do you want to see a movie? Like, what do you expect from them?
I could see them being like, not to compare them to another brother duo, but the Russo brothers, where I don't know if I'm as invested in some of their original projects. You plug them into like an IP or a franchise that they could do some world building and character dynamics, because I think that's some of their best strengths, like a large ensemble. I would be interested. So I don't know what Paramount. I think it's probably gonna be something original. Sounds like with Paramount, but that it's not like Game of Thrones, like where like those writers like they had like Star Wars jobs and then everyone hated Game of Thrones and then like they were just done, like which sucks. But I go with it with some a little bit of skepticalness to where, okay, if you're doing something, I'd be very much curious. I think they need to bring in some stronger writers to kind of, help them out a little bit. I don't know if I'm interested in just being them, but I see them being the next Rooster Brothers in a good way. So
I think they got more juice than that. I think this is going to be the case of Stranger Things went on too far or too long, as much as I love it. And that's not totally their fault with the strikes and COVID and all that kind of shit. But I think people I already see people on Twitter being like, oh, it was actually one of their wives that was the better one that came up with the show, and they got divorced before season 5, and she was helping with the script, and that's like maybe
that's
there's some
nasty
truth to
work.
that. Maybe there's some
Yeah.
truth to that. I highly fucking doubt it, and I think I think this is going to be the case of everyone, at least Twitter, our little circle and echo chamber is going to forget that these guys made fucking Stranger Things, and season 4 came out like a couple of years ago. Like, you know what I mean? Like season 4, everyone was like praying to pictures of them in their rooms. Like, these are those same guys. So I think maybe like I'm kind of excited to see something original from them. It could suck badly. I could be wrong, but they're the guys that made this show, and I like all their inspiration behind it. So we'll see if they just keep baiting people with the nostalgia factors, and if people keep
I'm
eating it
very
up.
interested to what it is, because Paramount's very specific.
Yeah.
It's either a and I always get his name wrong. Hold on, I have it up.
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
So he literally owns Paramount at this point. Taylor Sheridan. He writes everything for them, basically. Lionheart, Yellowstone, every Yellowstone spinoff, all that stuff for CBS. So he's like the Dick Wolf of streaming. But they either do military things, Western things, mob things, or Star Trek. So it's like, what would the Duffer Brothers do with Paramount? And also, what is the government, Paramount, going to allow them to do?
That's very true. Would you want to see a series or a movie though?
Movie.
I'd be
100%
down for a movie. I
want
want to see a
do
movie.
movie.
I mean, the first season of Stranger Things feels really contained. and it feels very much organized, regardless of everyone's thoughts. I feel like it feels like a very, very contained story because that's what it was originally going to be. So I think that they could do that exact same thing with the film. The wife thing is interesting though. I didn't know about that.
How do people find that out?
Yeah,
what?
I wouldn't take that
Fans
as,
are crazy.
as anything.
We're documents are public. I'm just saying, like,
I saw some not fans, some people that call themselves like journalists talking about that shit. So I don't know. I'm sure maybe there is some truth to that. Maybe that they like she was, but like that's what we're saying. That's what we come to at this point. So I don't know. I want to see movies. I want to see a movie from these guys. Make it about something not set in the fucking 80s and see if they have some juice. I'm willing to say that they're probably like a blockbustery Marvel popcorn flick kind of duo, and like fuck it, that's fine. Like I don't know, not everyone's going to be the next Denis Villeneuve or Nolan, you know. So I don't know.
Dude, imagine if the Duffer Brothers came out and they make like a Nolan esque movie.
Fucking
Like,
awesome. They just make something like The Prestige, and everyone's like, "What the hell?" Like, all right.
or imagine they stay in like the Paramount lane and they make like a new version of like Saving Private Ryan, almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they just
this insane Iraq thing, and it's just like, I would lose. I think they could. I genuinely think they really could. I think they were handcuffed at Netflix to do certain things.
I'm trying to think what I'll bet. I have things around me. I will bet my
Your hair.
left kidney. My hair's already going, man. So by the time this comes out, it'll probably be gone. I bet my left kidney that their movie or their next series takes place in the 80s.
I'd be
I feel like
irritated if it would.
they're
I'd be
very
Didn't they announce
comfortable
what
with
it is?
No,
We'll see.
the
Do I have to
movie.
give up my
they didn't
kidney
have
early?
anything.
Sean, I want my kidney still. I don't want to give it up just yet. I thought I had a couple years left. Got to filter out all this waste. Do you think
something the Talisman, right? Isn't that something that they're
It got
doing?
canceled.
was it 80s?
It
that
was
right?
Stephen King. So all right. Scratch that.
Okay, but does it take place in the 80s? What got
It's
canceled?
Stephen
That was the
King,
Duffer
so
Brothers, though?
probably. Yeah, they were going to adapt the
Telling you.
Talisman.
Yeah, but that got canceled.
That's their wheelhouse. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they do next. They're very much. They love Steven Spielberg. They love Stephen King. I mean, I don't see them really going away from that. Why would they? They can do whatever they want in the entire world, and you're telling them to not do something that they love.
I wonder
Stand
if they
by
could
me
lean.
too.
I wonder if they could lean more horror. You know, like I wonder if they could go that
Oh,
lane,
man.
or if they'll go more blockbuster. You know, like
They pushed that limit this season, like the TV-14 rating. I mean, Vecna's whole like claw through the face. I'm like, dude, they just showed that.
yeah, but that's like brutal. Not like
Yeah.
I'm wondering like some creepy shit,
atmospheric
like some
analog.
Welcome to
kinda like
Dairy
Super 8.
stuff. Yeah, some analog shit. You know what I mean? I don't
Hear me
Imagine-
out. Maybe they do like a Goonie style thing, but a little horror.
know.
Oh my gosh! What if they do the Goonies sequel? Holy shit! Who has the rights to that? Oh my goodness! They're doing
They're
a
not-
Goonies sequel.
That'd
That
too
would
on
be
the
Sounds
the
terrible.
that would be the perfect thing for them. I'm not excited, but I'm like, if I was,
I don't
the
think they
Duffer
would do
Brothers-
that. I think
I
they're
understand.
done. I think they're done with the 80s.
I do too. I think they're very.
The
The
much
thing is, the
like-
Goonies sequel won't be in the 80s.
Yeah, but
It'll
you
be
know.
like modern day.
I think they
I
need. I
think-
think they want to get away from this. Is the thing, especially after like everything they've been watching right now, right? Like they're very over all of us right now, so they want to move away from this, not genre, but like this thing of like groups of kids or groups of things, 80s, 90s. I think they just wanna do a
Ensemble.
movie. Yeah, the ensemble. They want to just do a movie of like sci-fi or a movie of like a war thing, possibly. I think they want to get away from it to show like they can do shit.
How they shot the Will's Memories and the Sorcerer, like give me a movie of some vibes like with the Super 8. I think I want to see more of that. And they shot that really well. I think that would be cool.
Go Scott Derrickson on it to do nothing but super
Hell
footage
yeah,
for
he
like
does it the best.
75% of your movie.
Hell
By
yeah.
the way, the Goonies is owned by Warner Brothers, so not Paramount.
So
Also,
Netflix.
oh geez, Goonies is one of my favorite movies of all time. There was 3 references to it in this last season, and those were highlights of the season for me. Did we ever find out why? I'm not going to get on that tangent. We've been talking too long. Do you think theories? Last question for this podcast. How much did people's theories hurt their viewing of Stranger Things 5?
I don't think it hurt it because I think part of the marketing, at least like some of the cast interviews, they're like, oh yeah, we've seen some of those. Some of those are right. Some of them are way wrong. It's like they were. I don't know why I'm going to Batman action figure. When they were feeding it the Dark Knight Returns. They were feeding into that. I felt like a lot. Like they wanted us to lean into that, and like you're gonna find out this. You've been asking about this, so I don't know if I heard it, but I think they didn't help it. I guess like some of the.
I guess what I
showrunners
saw a lot of people saying what we came up with, our idea of what we thought this was all going to conclude to be was better than what we actually got.
and they're out of their fucking mind.
Lot of people have said that.
There's a reason why you don't write. Like TikTok, little theory videos pop off on there, but it's not going to get you a job anywhere. I don't know who I'm coming after. I know it sounds so personal.
Whoa, hey, whoa.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Yeah,
but no, yeah. I'm a theory. It's part of the conversation. It's not gonna. I'm not like It's not gonna be like I don't have any theories. I don't want to think about anything that's happening. I'm just gonna want. No, come on now. Like it is a part of that, but I don't. It's tough. I don't know because you can't satisfy everybody, but I think I don't know.
We did this for other seasons.
Yeah.
Like it's not like this is a new thing. Like it's probably maybe it hurts people more because now it's done and now they can't keep doing it, so they can't keep like tricking themselves into being like what I actually think could come right in 2 seasons. But like people had theories. I remember reading a billion of them for season 4 and none of them were right. And then but because of what we got was sick. True, but because of what was sick, or what came out was sick, everyone's like dope. Like you know what I mean? It wasn't like a. I think it's just because the writing this season was because we got 3 fucking explain your plan scenes per episode. I think it's because we got so much more exposition dumping. It's because we had a cast that has now tripled, and so they thought we had to spend time with all of them. Like there were so many things that like made the show weaker in this season that other seasons didn't have, and I don't think it's the theories. I think it's like because they just didn't conclude it in a really push the boundaries way. If they tied this shit back to the play, which is the most easy theory of all time, like that would have been full circle. People would have been standing up clapping in their living rooms, bro. But because they just like kind of just let it be really safe and satisfactory on the top, people are going to be pissed and be like, what I thought was cooler. And it's like, nah, dude, your conformity gate is not fucking cooler.
Do you agree? Do you agree that it would have been cooler if it all tied into the play at the very end?
Yeah,
dude. I said that for like a 20-minute segment, but that's not. No. That's not like me saying that's like what the fans have done is a better idea. I just would have liked to see that. That's not like I think that those are 2 different things. I think like when fans are like, I'm better, like wow, us idiots on the internet can write a better show than this. It's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. It's like I saw a path for something that I think would have been dope and really tie things together. Would I've liked to see it? Yeah, but like I don't know that maybe that's walking a line, Stone, but like that's kind of where I'm at because I think people are coming out and being like my crazy fucking theory that Byler's still happening or that I don't know, like I don't even know. There was some crazy shit that I saw on the internet.
I mean,
like,
the craziest thing to me right now is the fact that all the mistakes have been on purpose, and we're gonna get another episode. I'm like, what?
That's nuts.
Crazy.
I bought into the mistakes in the break because it did seem like there was enough that like you could go back and like you could see one of those flashbacks that you hate, Stone, of like someone being like, wait a minute, and like flashing to all these things that didn't make sense throughout the other episodes and then whatever. But that's not what happened. And like
Vecna's in charge of Will the entire time. I said, Sean, there's no fucking way that Vecna is controlling Will while he's coming out because he said something about milkshakes.
Yeah, but that's bad writing because it genuinely is. That's crazy writing because and to say that and for that place to be such a big moment in the play, like that's where they hang out. It's not Will's, it's not the Wheeler basement. They hang out at Melvald's having milkshakes. And the fact that he said that there, I'm like, did you just what the fuck are we doing? I don't know.
Yeah, it was bad.
So it was just inconsistencies and the fact that like I have friends that work like on sets and stuff, and I'm like I borderline texted one being like, hey, do you think this is like actually intentional? Because there's no way they changed up like this, like the switch on the wall, whatever, like the voltage thing. I'm like, there's no way like they fucked that, right? Like I almost text people for like proof of concept, and I didn't. But yeah, the fact that there were mistakes, it was a messy season. So maybe if people want to sit there and say that their theories were better, I don't know.
So a buddy of mine, you seen that guy? He and I talked about it. We think that it's Mike's narrative that he's typing at the end of the show and the whole thing was told via his narrative, and he mistyped things or he purposely missaid things so it doesn't bring back to who said what or the people, so it keeps them safe.
That's a good idea, but that's not, I don't think, what they're trying to. That would have been good.
Oh, I don't disagree that it's not, but I think it's a good way for me to sit there and be like, you know what, I can deal with everything then. It makes sense in my head. I'm good.
Wow, what a fascinating mind. I wish I had your mind, to be honest. That's cool. That's
But
like,
that's why I like
that's what I
the-
felt like going into the finale. Like I felt like that going into the finale. Like I realized what is happening, where the plot lines are going, how this is going to be, and I'm okay with it. Right? I've accepted it, and I'm like, okay, you can accept like certain, character decisions, certain continuity issues because you have found an avenue to that, and that's really cool.
Just real quick, the final battle, I don't, with like the lack of Demogorgons, I don't know why, and I hated that it made me feel this way, but like the landscape, I thought the kaiju shit was cool. I think like the whole desert setting, it reminded me of Deadpool and Wolverine, like with the Void, and I hated it. And then I remembered, I'm like, wait a second, Sean Levy's an EP on this show, and he directed Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm just like, God, I hate that it's making me feel that way. I don't know.
Also,
I love the theories.
Also, if you think about it, they did fight a 3-headed dragon.
From Will's painting.
Mind Flayer, Vecna, the army.
Yeah, not bad. Like,
Yeah.
and there's shit like that. That's like,
We're all like,
no,
I
but there's stuff
Secretly,
like,
you all just told me to go to fuck myself, so I appreciate it.
no,
but,
no,
like,
no,
thanks,
no,
man.
I was about to sit here and say like, there's cool shit like that we could all like sit here and make a 1.5-minute video on and be like, yeah, that actually makes sense. And it is a shame that they kind of didn't lean into any of it. But it also kind of does tie into like what I was telling Brock, like I like the ambiguous nature of L's ending. Because like I kind of, it's, this whole thing's kind of been a whimsical, fun, Goonies inspired like kids adventure, and it's kind of cool like that we could all kind of sit here and like imagine what we wanted the ending to be, not just with L, but like kind of how things are tying together. So I don't know. And then I don't mind if the writers have what they know in their head, like Brock, like we argued about this earlier. It's like you were like, oh, you hate that they're doing interviews, be like, oh no, we know what L's ending is, we're just not telling people. Like, of course they do, they wrote the fucking show. Like maybe they shouldn't come out and say, oh, we have a definitive ending, but we're not telling you. But I don't know.
Yeah, it would have been cool if the Duffer Brothers came out and they were like, yeah, that was actually a 3-headed dragon there at the end with the army and the, in Vecna and the Mind Flayer. That would have been cool.
You're like, oh, did you pick up on that? Like, nice. If you picked up on that, good call.
Yeah,
that's what we did.
That would have been awesome. That would have been like, fans are like, holy shit, like these guys. Like,
you're right.
That's really cool. I will say, last thing I'll say, I never noticed that the abyss was bare, that there were no Demogorgons. When I walked out of the theater, I just noticed, I was like, there wasn't a single Demogorgon in that entire episode. And I just thought that was very strange to end the show on that.
There hadn't been a Demogorgon since episode 4.
That's not true, because they reshot one in the fifth
Shot
one.
Chuck.
Yeah,
when they burned him on top, but a live Demogorgon, there
That's
had
crazy.
been
No, he was in episode 6 with the hospital.
The
Demodogs.
Oh shit, here we go. Oh, that's right.
No. But Demodogs, Demogorgon, Demobat. It was just crazy to me walking out of the theater. I'm like, really gonna throw in one Demogorgon in the very last episode of the show?
It's just such an iconic,
wild,
like monster from the show. Yeah, that would have been great.
They probably should have wrapped things up in a way where like it shouldn't have been in Dimension X. That thing should have all collided. It should have already been coming into Hawkins. The final battle should have been in Hawkins. In a way to push it all back up or some shit. And it should have been like, this crew, you're going to go fight the Demogorgons and the Demobats and then whatever. Like, okay, you, like Will and Elle and Joyce, you guys are going to go take on Vecna. And like, you know what I mean? Like, remember those awesome moments? And
yeah, because that would have been great.
Everyone, you go do your shit, and then it comes together. And they kind of did that here, but it didn't have the same heart to it, you know?
I know because they were like, we wanted to give everyone something to do in the final battle. Like, no, they're all just hawking shit at the Mind Flayer. That's not like that. Oh, dude, that would have been so good, Sean, because then finally Hawkins could have seen this whole
that it's real, you know,
it's real, and it's not. Oh man, damn it.
Yeah, and then like
I will.
I don't want to end this pod, Stone, without talking about the epilogue, though. We all like the epilogue, right?
Yes.
No one dislikes
the only thing I thought was. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's a single flaw in it. Probably
there's
not.
Flaw in that thing.
No, like I said, it was kind of crazy to me that the only person they don't show in it, and I talked about this in a video, is Vicky. Not that she's
Who
like an
gives a
important character.
fuck?
I know I don't give a shit about Vicky. Trust me, I
Great
don't.
video. That was a great video.
I
It
don't.
was.
But she is the only person you do not see besides Dr. K. But I don't really give
No,
a
you
shit
don't.
about, like,
Actually, no, you're right. I was gonna say
you
Eric.
see you see everyone else besides her, and that just it stood out to me. I'm like, that's such an
Ted
interesting
Wheeler.
decision. You
No,
see
you
Ted.
see him. You
He's
see
on.
Ted at the
I-
Yep.
I-
That's the
You see
most
Mr. Clark. You see
abusive
Murray.
character. Oh, I can't stand him.
So annoying.
Dude,
They should have
Ted-
given him a fun
Yeah.
hero moment. You know, like he could have got.
They
like
tried. They
He didn't
tried.
What are those
Really?
things called? Vocal stems, like with like things from like movies that you quote. I always
Yeah.
quote season 1. He goes, "What I do," like he
Oh,
says
yeah,
that one
yeah.
time. He's like, "Hey, what I do, what I do." I don't know why. I like
Yeah.
Ted. He's such a fuck up of a husband. But and then Karen's always drinking. See, that's a good thing. That's a good character trait that she's always drinking because she has a lousy marriage. Duffer Brothers are good sometimes.
Yeah, epilogue was great. I mean, I was
Yeah.
sitting next to two of my friends and went, that's when it got us because it was just like, man, like it's like, especially I think, well, when I started crying was the high school scene because I'm like, it kind of gave me vibes like on the rooftop when they're talking about getting together. It gave me vibes like the Breakfast Club of like, they're actually probably not ever going to really get together again.
Well, we all know that. We're all adults. Like, you like
Yeah.
how many times did you like sit down with your crew being like, "Oh, we're about to
boys for
we're gonna
life,
hang all
man.
the time." Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm still
No,
as tight with all my friends, but like, man, I haven't seen some friends that I might talk to them daily or weekly or whatever, but I haven't seen them face to face in fucking months. You know, it's crazy.
My favorite
Yeah.
is they were talking about let's meet in the middle, and Jonathan's suggestion was Kentucky.
Yeah,
Shout out to Louisville.
but then they go to Philly. Shout out Philly.
Shout out Willie.
They're gonna go to some Birds games, bro.
The worst place ever to see a sporting event.
Birds in the '90s too. Probably not too hot. Not too. hot.
Nah.
I like that
I-
the way guys' brains process that.
I know.
I'll
But
tell
yeah,
you. I'll tell you, Sean, like because you'll get it. And so will Brock. I watched that immediately after the game. I had no emotion
yeah.
through most of it because I was so pissed.
See, I was not excited for the game, and I'm glad I chose Stranger Things over it, and then I got to see it happen. Yeah.
Oh, I watched it. It was miserable. And then I watched that afterwards and I was still pissed. So some of the things didn't hit me as well. But that epilogue at the end had me.
And I love that decision that they came out and said that they were like, hey, the first scene we ever shot of this show was the boys in the basement playing D&D, and they had the biggest sigh of relief ever because that was the first time they ever really all came together on screen. Like first thing they ever shot, and they were like, holy shit, it works. Like, oh my God, they're so good together. Thank God. So then the last thing they ever shoot is them in the Wheeler Bay basement playing D&D. And like they were like, and it's such a fun full circle moment for me. Like it's like everyone's gonna do that. They're not acting. That's actually them. Like I think that's real, man. Like some of those emotions there. By the way, Gayton is fucking incredible. That dude is just as good as Sadie Sink. He might be the best actor on the show to me. Like some of his moments, man, so believable. I saw him on Broadway in oh my God, not Edward Scissorhands. There's another one. My wife's gonna kill me for forgetting what it is. But
Les Mis.
no, yeah, come on.
He was in Les Mis.
Oh, was he?
Newsies?
Yeah.
No,
I'm pretty sure he was in Les Mis.
maybe it was Edward Scissorhands that I'm thinking of. It's whatever. He like was excellent in that, and then I see him in this final season. And like when he leans in and he's like, "I believe," and like you see all these actors and like they're just crushing it. I don't know that.
Dude,
Final scene,
it was hilarious when I love this scene. He was like whatever, just that little thing he did with like he was really, really good. Really, really good.
Can I make you guys hate me one last time? One last time.
You think it's just this time?
No, one last time. I mean, I've had a lot of hot takes. I don't think Max needs to be there at the very end. I don't think we ever see a scene ever in the entire series of Max playing D&D with them. Is that true or is that false? I know we don't
part
see it
of
in
the
season
party
3.
though.
It's a full come of moment because they kept telling her group only when they would single her out during the conversation about this, and they would never let her play. And then finally, at the very end, they're letting her play. She's officially
and then she thinks it's a bunch of bullshit, which is hilarious. She's like, "This is stupid. This is what I've been waiting for all this time." I thought that was great. Shut up, Stone.
All right.
No.
Well, it's just like you recreate the first scene of the show. That's really cool. Let's recreate it for the last. Shoot it the exact same way. There's one more person there. I'm just like, I'm sorry.
I get it.
She never seemed like she wanted to be interested in D&D, but it's cute. She likes her boyfriend. She loves her boyfriend. I like the scene of them at the movie together. They wanted to have a movie together. They never got the chance to. Finally, they're seeing a movie. That's good.
They have great
I mean,
chemistry, by the way.
They
The
do.
two
When
of
he
them,
got his,
man.
his waist, that was a great audience reaction. They're like,
He's a good actor
"Ooh."
too. Like all of them. Really
Besides
good.
no
I'm calling it
Shaw,
out.
Man.
Caleb McLaughlin, live action Miles Morales, Sadie Sink, Gwen.
Stop
There you
it.
go.
No, stop
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
You're gonna
I
have to.
see-
He's not.
I see the vision.
Latino people
You can
all
see the
over.
vision all you want. The Puerto Ricans will hate it.
Okay, well, Tom Holland's British and he's supposed to be a New Yorker. I can have that conversation
He's
all day.
still white.
But it doesn't matter. We got the past two Spider-Man have been Brits. They're taking over our culture.
they're better
We can have that
actors, dude.
conversation.
I don't. The Brits can take over our culture. You can have McDonald's
Yeah,
if you
I
want.
don't
to,
want
Brits.
beans and toast. I'm cool.
Beans and toast is fire. What is wrong with you?
I don't want
Sorry,
beans
right
and
now.
toast.
I want my stuff.
Speaking of
fried.
fire, this episode's been great, guys. I don't want to talk
It
too much
has.
longer. It's a late night. It's a lot of Stranger Things talk. Brock, thank you. I mean, Sean. Well, Brock, thank you. I was like, Sean, thanks for bringing up the epilogue. I can't believe we talked this entire time without talking about it. Of course, I had to throw one last hot take in there. But this has been fun. Stranger Things. I shouldn't have gone on my phone while recording. Our friend Vets has officially posted a video about Conformity Gate. It's happening. The guy has posted about it.
I mean,
Hey,
I saw
let's
two
make a
videos
pact
before
right now.
getting
Let's
on.
make a pact right now. If there's another episode, all four of us have to get on and record again about that damn episode.
Sure.
If the episode
It's
drops,
not
I will
happening.
fly to one of your houses to watch it together. That's like
You get
that's
to fly to my
I have
house.
the best. I have the best theater get up. Come over here.
yeah, you do.
I have
that.
an
You get to fly to your
85
house.
inch TV with surround sound right there,
I have 2 dogs,
and I'm in Jersey.
and I
I'm
have
a
White
quick,
Monster in the fridge.
quick little train ride, buddy.
True.
You can't
I'll
play your
pick you up at
tape at
Grand
his place,
Central.
though.
Done deal.
But listen,
really-
it's being talked about a lot. I saw like 3 or 4 videos before. It's not just vets.
It's not happening.
You might see me make one. You
1,000%.
might see me make one.
I'm
I mean, 3 seats made it.
150,000% sure it is not happening.
That's it's what
And-
keeps the trending. I mean, it's
But
hilarious.
Good for
it
good for
keeps saying it's
Netflix.
bootleg. I watch it just a behind the scenes of like all these years.
If it's like a documentary, I actually would be down with that. I
Yeah,
think that
I'm
would be
cool
pretty
with
cool.
that.
I actually have it. It's what they sent me on the tape, bro.
Why don't you
I'm
play for all of
crying.
us right now?
Conformity Gate.
This is Conformity Gate, bro. It's actually like this is the final episode.
You should totally make a video, but holding that and saying that's what it
Be
is.
like, I have the final episode.
You can confirm
it. Confirmed.
Stone,
Crazy
is it?
stuff.
Can we rank the seasons? I would love to know what you guys ranked off the dome. I don't know if you're ready for that, but
Yeah, we could do that. I
should
can.
start since I suggested?
Are we all at season 5 at the bottom? Is that collectively what everyone thinks about this series? Is that even
No.
though the finale? Oh, okay. What are you ranking, Adam? I gotta know.
I gotta think. So season 1 is 2 for me. Season 2 would be God. I'm trying to remember because I just rewatched everything. Season 2 would probably be 5 for me. They had good moments, but overall for me, I thought season 2 was like the weakest for me. And then it would be season 3 at 4, 4 at 3, and then I think season 5 is the best season for me.
Whoa, hot
Whoa.
take.
Whoa,
Hot fucking take.
Wow.
Crazy
that's
stuff.
a nuclear take.
Whatever. I think season 5 is the best one because it closes
Respect.
everything. I thought it did really well.
Stand on
It have
business.
its moments, sure, but all of the seasons have certain moments. I just thought waiting as
Dude.
long as we had to wait and getting what we got, I thought it was good.
Dude, I applaud you. Hell yeah. So for me, 5's at the bottom. And then Stranger Things 1, 3, 4, and 2. I really like 3 a lot. Even
Whoa,
more than
wait,
4.
where's 1 at? Where's season 1 at?
One's top.
Okay,
1
okay.
at 1, 3 at 2, 4, 2, 5. Personally.
Hmm.
But 3 has the vibiest production design, the mall. It's so fucking cool. It's such a good idea. That season's so much fun.
Oh, I remember the malls then. God,
so
that was
much
so
fun.
accurate.
I mean, even the Russian stuff is so goofy, but it fits so well.
I was
I
getting
like
a
it.
video about the Russians having the paperwork, and that's why the space race originally was like happening. Like it was never a space race; it was a race to get to the abyss, and like this whole space race was a lie.
That's
I
crazy.
like that.
That's
To go
fun.
with, like with the flat earthers and the tinfoil hats.
Good one. That's a good one.
Respectfully, I know you like the season. Give me the Russians any day over Dr. K.
Yeah. Facts.
I don't know. Like even like rewatching 3, it's vibey, but there's some shit in there. I'm like, I don't prefer it.
Ooh.
Like I think.
Yes.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Brock. What are you
I was gonna say, so my ranking is
Okay.
5 at 5th. 4th is 3 for me, actually. 3rd is season 2. I think that like if you want to pitch someone on Stranger Things and like how important it is for that season has a lot of important stuff. I know it has some problems. I love the Halloween vibes. I love Max. I love Billy. I love Bob. I think he is the saddest Stranger Things death ever. I think a lot of people are like Eddie over that. I love Sean Astin. I think you get to see like the kids actually hanging out. And then 2 would be season 4, 1, season 1, the perfect season of television, in my opinion.
You and I are close, Brock. I would have 5 at the bottom. I would have 3. I would have 2. Then I would have 1. Then I would have 4. I think I'm just such like a psychopath for like lore and world building and shit.
4 goes crazy.
That what happens in 4, man, like it has the hype moment, like like the hype moments, like you have good writing. No, we have hype moments in Aura meme. Like they have both of that shit in that.
See,
season.
not the dog pile of season 4, but like the last 2 episodes of season 4, the cinematic quality. That's what I'm like, dude. They put every fucking penny on the screen when 11 pulls down.
Your Infinity War to Endgame comparison, like with or like what like Infinity Phase to or era whatever to season 5. Like I think that's perfect. Like it's like that they'll never top season 4 the same way.
Yeah,
Marvel
that was their peak. Yeah, that was their peak for like it like I remember watching 11 when she pulls down the helicopter. I'm like, yo, this show just it's not just like it was crazy, man. But not a terrible. I wouldn't rank any of these seasons like lower than like a 7 out of 10 for me personally. All good. Just my preference.
Yeah, I like season 5. It's just volume 2 felt like a real fucking downer to me.
Yeah.
I think going back and rewatching, I will probably like it a little bit more.
100%.
But I still don't think it's awesome. But
I hope that Netflix goes away from doing volumes. I really do. I mean, I think everyone compared it.
The only reason they did the volumes was because originally they want to do episodic. Netflix is like, we don't do that. So this is the compromise they did, and they wanted it to end in 2025. So they had to do it volume like this because if they did it episodic, it would be middle of January, and the Duffers didn't want everything to come out all at once.
So my hot take,
Sean. Say it, Sean.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so let me cook. My hot take that video didn't do numbers, and I'm like, I kind of wish it did.
Should have.
So my hot take is that, and it goes into the play, and why I'm a little frustrated is that they didn't tie it back into that because we know from the play, November 6th is important to Henry Creel, not just Will. Like, and that should have come full circle, and that would have explained why he takes Will that night. Whatever. My big hot take is that they should have fucking ended the show on November 6th and made made that date in the show matter IRL, and their marketing campaign could have went insane. I don't even care if they did it with volumes. They shouldn't have, because I think Welcome to Derry showed all of us that episodic
smoked it.
Like straight up, just
hammered it.
I felt that
they
about
pulled the
ass,
Rich,
dude.
Yeah, like that shit like destroyed it. And so it should have been episodic, but even if they couldn't do that, they should have done volumes that built, like, imagine like a late summer into, maybe not late summer, maybe like a Halloween vibes or something into November 6th or something, or you get September and then you wait a month and you get like Halloween, it comes out with volume 2 or some shit, and then I don't know.
Yeah, you're cooking. Well, speaking of cooking, I hope everyone got their full service meal here on Goodwill Podcasting tonight. I hope you like Stranger Things if you've sat here for 2 hours listening to us talk about it. A little bit longer of an episode, a lot to talk about, a lot of passion here on the pod. I appreciate all 3 of you guys being here. guest, the first guest who's been on the podcast. You want to tell them where they can find you? The official Megs.
Oh, so my MySpace is the official Megs, and then my Facebook Marketplace. I'm trying to sell this couch. There's a little bit of stains. No, so just the official Megs on everything. That's about it. Just wherever you want to find me.
All right, Movie Talk with Brock. Can they find you at Movie Talk with Brock everywhere?
I think so. Movie Talk with Brock, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
Popping
all
off
good
on
stuff.
Facebook, y'all.
Shout out to your mother's favorite movie guy. Absolutely.
Shout out.
Which is me.
Shout out to your mother's favorite movie guy. It's wild.
Boomers love me over there. It's a good time. I appreciate the Zuck for the paycheck he gives me. Yes.
Modern Mythos. Are we going to drop the media, or are we keeping media? Modern Mythos.
I've been
media?
trying, bro. I'm getting my people to talk to some other people, and we're trying to get the Modern Mythos official tag because there's some very not active accounts with that. So we'll see. Maybe one day. Yeah, it's Modern Mythos Media on whatever you want: Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. I don't know. I can't grow Twitter for anything. I yap on that shit all day out to the void to like nobody, which is fine. It's like cathartic for me, but I don't know how people.
I like
are
it.
doing it.
I like it. He's like, these 49er jerseys suck ass. And I'm like, I didn't watch the
Those
game. But you know
Niner
what?
jerseys were fantastic.
They were ass, bro. They were ass.
Wow.
Horrendous.
Literally didn't watch it. Didn't watch the game. But I'm like, you know what? Sean's my buddy. There's no likes on this. I got him.
Facts. That's my guy right there. My number one supporter.
I try. You and Ovets is getting a little bit of a following. He didn't have one, but now he just comments how dumb Marvel is under every single thing, and he gets followers that way. Good for him. Our next week, we're going to talk about the best movies of 2025. I want to ask you guys before we sign off here. What is your favorite movie of 2025? What was your favorite movie?
Well, I just saw who won movie for Critics Award.
Oh, best movie.
You can't give spoilers for that, bro. That's
I just
crazy.
saw it. Well, I saw
Probably
who
won
won
Best-
Best Actor, and I saw Best Movie. Can you guys guess Best Actor?
Probably Timothy Chalamet, and best movies probably One Battle After Another.
There you go. Got both of them.
Those
I think I
would
know a
be
little thing or two about war shows.
Sinners. Sinners is mine.
I need to rewatch Sorry Baby, but right now I have Sorry Baby on number one. Nice little.
I didn't see that.
So it's like a movie about sexual assault, but like told in a comedic way and like a more realistic way. It's not.
You didn't have to laugh when
it's
you
a-
said that.
I didn't know his laugh made it worse.
Ease it in.
Like, oh,
Sexual. This just ends.
Crazy.
It's really
Well,
good.
I'll add it to the watch list.
I think it's on Max.
Sinners is 1A for me, and 1B is Marty Supreme.
Yeah,
Modern
I got
Mythos.
one battle after another. That thing is a bullet train.
I'm waiting for that to come on Max or like buy it physically. I think it's actually about to be available on physical.
It's
maybe
It's on
available
Max.
soon.
Speaking of
Max.
physical, the Duffer Brothers were asked if
Yeah,
Stranger
that's
Things will
great.
get a physical release, and they didn't give a PR answer. They were like, "Can't say much, but we very, very much love physical media."
And you
So
better
they're-
pre-order that shit when it does, because
I know,
like
because I
crazy.
pre-ordered. Brock, was that you who sent me the "It Welcome to Dairy"?
the Superior Show.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Oh shit! One Battle After Another is on.
I
Max.
have
I didn't know that.
the cassette for the season soundtrack.
whoa, that's
If
fire!
I felt like getting up, I have seasons 1 and 2 Stranger Things on Blu-ray when they sold them at Target. Like when
Really?
they,
That's
they cared
sick.
about us.
Oh, nice. That's
You
sick.
fake
All
fan,
right,
Sean.
Let
I am fake.
yeah. What do you got? I got the official conform.
He can't-
Why
he
is it
can't
called
show. He's got
conformity
the,
gate?
Because they're all conforming. Because the show was for outsiders and weirdos, and
The
now
mouth breathers.
and now they're all like people are disappointed that they're conforming with society, which is the dumbest fucking thing ever. And Stone's going into his closet right now.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the Gator. Yeah, Stone's trying to
Yeah,
get me
I
to
almost-
buy this.
I almost was going to do this for a giveaway on this episode. Be like, hey guys, if you actually care about Goodwill podcasting, I'll do a giveaway. Comment under this video. But no, I want it to myself.
No, you know what you got to do? You got to do this in the beginning. Like do a cut beforehand of you showing this and be like, at the very end, I will tell you how to win it.
So guys, at the very end of this video, I will teach you how to win or tell you how to win this exclusive Gatorade, Thirst Quencher, Lemon Lime, Netflix, Stranger Things.
It's glass,
Wow.
right? Glass.
Wait. There you go. Anyways, appreciate everyone listening to this podcast. You guys can see my closet right there. I just noticed that, but appreciate you guys.
Someone
Appreciate you guys joining me. Yeah, you can see all my style I got. Next week we're going to talk about the best movies of 2025. Subscribe, like, comment, do whatever you want to do. But until then, go outside this week, sit on a park bench, touch some grass, call up your friends, and we will see you then. Peace out.